Bible House Network. What's up, everybody? New Cinema Enema, Zach, myself, Aaron. We're here this month because these are monthly, and this time it's my choice. So the topic of the hour will be my pick. But per usual, the first part of the show.
You didn't even let me say hi, Aaron.
Huh?
You didn't even let me say hi.
Why? I'm not done with the intro.
I could just steamrolling right through the intro.
I mean, do you want to say hi? I told him you're here.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I love you all.
It's just really weird for me to go, all right, you're always here. I mean, like, well, how's that any different? It would break the flow if I say, all right, I'm here and Zach's here, and then I wait, say hi. Okay.
That is the flow. How are you gonna break the flow by doing the flow?
It's not the flow. When do I ever stop and let everybody say hi? I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Your flow is all shit.
That's my flow.
You got flow like fucking the worst rappers out there.
It is a flow, though.
You got flow like Lil Yachty.
Welcome to the Cinema Enema, yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah, so like that. Okay, whatever. Zach said his highs. Now on to the Cinema Enema show. It's my choice, but before we get into the film of note, we're gonna do our usual first part of the show where we talk about news bits and what we've been watching.
You might as well tell them that you chose Unforgiven because you never did on the last episode. They don't even know what to fucking watch.
What? They can read.
Well, they can, but like fucking, you just gotta assume that they didn't read it.
But I also have to. But you know what? We never actually mentioned the movie until we get to it.
Fucking beta.
We never mentioned it in the first part. So you just broke the flow.
Nope. I got flow like
Yes,
Dr. Dre. You got flow like fucking Lil Peep and shit.
Dr. Dre never really had much flow. He left that.
He's got the flow that keeps the pussies bleeding, like that kind of flow.
He left the real flow to all his rappers that guested on all his tracks. You know that. So, okay, regardless, yes. So Zach spilled the beans, but he didn't spill the beans because you guys aren't dumb. You can read. My pick this week, or this month rather, is Unforgiven, the Clint Eastwood directed, starring all the above classic. And he won the Oscar for that, for Best Picture. I know he won it for Best Director at least. But anyway, we'll get into that. We're going to talk about news. I know there's not a lot of news in the world of the fucking weird current events that are going on. Not a lot of movies are coming out, but we're still going to talk about what we can, and then we'll talk about what we've been watching. Anyway, Zach, not to disrupt your flow, do you want to start with a news bit?
I got a news bit, and it's really funny. So fucking HBO Max, they greenlit the fucking Snyder cut of fucking Justice League. And Zack Snyder recently, he confirms that this Justice League cut is probably a solid 2.5 hours of unseen footage. Oh. And I responded like, I'm never going to watch it. So really, it's like 4 hours of unseen footage.
Yeah.
5 hours maybe.
Unseen, that's relative. That is right.
Exactly. It's going to be like they're doing it like those fucking, like the extended cut of the Hateful Eight. It's going to be like a mini series. So it's 4 episodes, all an hour long. And everybody was shitting themselves like, oh, did you see the new villain? They redid the CGI of the villain. He looks cool now. He doesn't look stupid. And it's like, why couldn't they have done this with a better fucking movie that people actually care about?
Yeah, that movie was trash. I've seen chunks of it when I go to the gym in our stupid movie room that they never play anything that's not a comic book movie. It's really pretty stupid. And it's not good. It's a fucking train wreck. It looks like fucking shit. They seem to be 10 years behind everybody else when it comes to special effects and CGI. But yeah, whatever. I mean, some people are excited for it for some damn reason.
He only shot like what, 10% of the original cut. So like they had to give him new money to shoot new shit. Like, why?
For an old movie based off like Batman's they've already moved on from.
An old movie nobody liked.
And it's funny. It really seems like one of those cases where all these people are clamoring. It was an online movement to release the Snyder Cut hashtag. But I really think it's one of those cases where all these people that are clamoring for it really aren't going to watch it and don't give a shit.
The irony is fucking Joss Whedon is the better director. Most people think. So they want the worst version of it.
Yeah, it's really silly. You know what it reminds me of? To equate it to video games, you know how everybody was complaining about the PlayStation 5 isn't backwards compatible for everything like the Xbox is. The new Xbox, you can play every generation of Xbox. And somebody made a point. It's like, well, you know what? People fucking make a big clamoring and they hashtag and all this shit and they get all pissed off. But the fact of the matter is they didn't make it backwards compatible because nobody's really fucking going to play their PS1, 2, or 3 games. They just want it. They're not going to actually use it to play that shit.
No, they didn't do it because they're going to fucking resell them to you for another price.
That's true. They're they want their PS Now thing to be a thing, and it's not really taken off, I don't think. It's like they want to be able to stream those games. But no, it's the fact of the matter is, like, why would they waste the money on that actual hardware if people really aren't going to use it? Because to a degree, it is kind of true. How many people actually still own physical PS1 games to really play on a PS5?
See, I think they're lying to us with the idea that they have to spend any extra money for hardware. I think it's all software. It's just like, oh, we're just going to emulate the games. I think they're just fucking with us. And then, yeah, I think they're lying.
Who knows?
They're getting off on the fact that we don't fucking build our own consoles in our spare time.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, no one gives a shit about the Snyder Cut. I don't even know where this thing came from. It gained legs, and then, I don't know. It's going to come out, and it's just going to come and go. Like, okay, well, we did it, and what?
We did it, nobody watched it, and everybody forgot now.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's kind of like... I'll equate it more to video games. You could probably find other movies too, but remember Shenmue? Shenmue had a cult following, and everybody was clamoring for a Shenmue 3 for years. And then a few years back, they finally crowdfunded it, right? The original makers of it. And it got backed, and it came out, and nobody fucking bought it. That thing was like fucking $10 in a month because it bombed. See, because people let these few voices be so loud, like represent all these people, you know? I don't know, but whatever. I bet you they made their money. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much money they would have made from it because HBO seems to be in bed with Warner Brothers because they have this deal with them. It's kind of like the Disney Plus, but for Warner. If you go on there, they have all the Looney Tunes and all the Warner and all the DC properties anyway. So I don't know. News bit that I got. We talk about it a little bit every time we do a Cinema Enema. Scream 5 officially got a new title, and it's how creative. Scream. Just Scream.
Fucking, who would have thought of that?
It's so stupid. I mean, why do we have to live in this world where we have a Scream 96? We're going to have a Scream like 2022. And then what comes after Scream 2022 if it's a hit? Scream 2 2024?
They got to pander to the Zoomers. The Zoomers aren't going to go watch Scream 5 when it's in theaters. Never. Because theaters probably won't come back.
I mean, it's down to a business move, though. It's right. It's like, I think you are going to appeal to less people. But it's not a reboot. It's got the fucking original cast in it.
What I want to know is how did they just get done shooting it whenever everything's been fucking closed down? Is everybody in front of a green screen? They just fucking go to their house?
There's a lot of movies that have continued filming again after they shut down temporarily. You know, and Stallone has a movie called Samaritan coming out that stopped briefly, and they just wrapped filming. And, you know, and he posted something on Instagram about the procedures they've had to go through. Everybody on the fucking set gets tested every single day and whatever. There's some people that are finishing shoots. So, but this is not even a reboot to justify that stupid fucking like Halloween 78, Halloween H40, whatever you want to fucking call it. Even though, I mean, that was kind of a pseudo reboot sequel with Halloween H40. Is this new Scream supposed to be like that too? It's probably going to reboot.
They want to get all the people that have been watching the MTV series. We can't put a 5 there. They'll be confused. They got to just come and see Scream.
But no, it probably is a marketing thing. It's like, when you look at Scream 5, it just automatically makes it look like a tired franchise to someone that's a little bit more uninformed. But when you call it Scream, I don't know. It's a branding thing. It's like, oh, it's fresh.
Remember in the 90s and the early 2000s when they just put a fucking random one word at the end of the title? Like, what if they just started doing this back then? Like, oh, fucking, you remember Scream 4?
Every other movie was Resurrection. Something Resurrection.
You mean Halloween 4 and then Halloween 5 came out and then Halloween? It's like Curse of Michael Myers. That doesn't exist. It was just called Halloween back then. Amazing.
Was it?
That's what I'm saying. They would have called it Halloween back then.
Oh, yeah, I know. Exactly. It's really stupid. And I don't know why people are so shy from just adding a fucking number. Whatever happened to the good old Roman numerals too? Just call something Scream 5. I think that's exciting. I think it's almost taboo when you have a sequel that goes that deep into a 5th installment or something, even a 4th one. Like they just don't want to call something 4 or 5 because it makes it look gimmicky.
Just add past tense. Call it Screamed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, something like Die Hard has been doing that for a while. They did Die Hard, then they did Die Harder, Die Hard 2, like the sub caption there. And then, but they kind of abandoned that, and it was Die Hard with a Vengeance, and then Live Free, Die Hard, and then fucking whatever that fucking shitty one is with Jai Courtney. And then we have that new one, which I didn't watch the trailer for. What's up with this fucking new one where it's like the prequel and it's like the pseudo, you know, if you would have called it, it's already a pretty tired franchise, but if we were literally calling this Die Hard 6, it would just look like, it would be a gimmick. It would be like Death Wish at this point. You know, Simpsons made a joke. They were watching TV or whatever, and there was a trailer for like Death Wish 8 or something, so very tired, and that's what it was called. You become a parody, and the Rocky movies became like the big franchise to joke about too, because it's like, what, Rocky 9, Adrian, all these jokes on The Simpsons and all this shit. But I don't think they would have gotten shit if they just called them different things instead of putting the number on them. It just made them easy targets. I don't fucking know. But anyway, there's that. Do you have anything else? Because I got a couple more things.
That's all I remember hearing about. Fucking Critters box set is $24.95 on Blu-ray from Scream Factory right now. Get that shit.
Okay, like directly through their website, or is it maybe on sale on Amazon?
Amazon.
Okay, that's not too shabby. Who knows if it'll be out? Yeah, it should be out. I think these sales that they'll be relevant when you guys hear this because everybody's not doing the Black Friday thing traditionally, obviously because of real world events and people wanting to stay indoors. So it seems like all the big retailers are kind of doing month-long Black Friday sales just throughout the whole month. You can get all those Black Friday deals, and I never did like the doorbuster bullshit anyway. That stuff's a waste of time. It's not even worth the trouble. The shit that they're making you wake up early for. But it's all about the little shit, like movies here and there, games here and there. You just kind of get them on the cheap. Best Buy, you can already kind of get their movies that they have on sale, and they have a few good titles, especially 4K if you guys are into that, and Amazon too. So yeah, I'll have to look at what they got. I picked up. What did I pick up? I picked up Dr. Sleep 4K for $7.99 or $9.99. I don't know, but I picked up the Dr. Sleep 4K, and it's got the director's cut, which I haven't seen yet. I went ahead and I picked up Beetlejuice 4K for $9.99 because it's classic. But most of the stuff that's on sale, it is good shit, but I actually own a lot of it, so it didn't make the temptation too much for me, which is good because I don't need to spend the money. Other news bit, Robert Englund today they announced is going to be joining the cast of Stranger Things season 4. That'd be cool if I watched that show, but I mean, I watched the first season. I thought it was just all right, and I never watched it again. And then I heard by the people that loved season 1 that season 2 was a letdown. So it's like, okay, great. Why would I want to jump back into this if I didn't even care for the first one that much?
The people that fucking acted like that show was like a fucking 10 out of 10 or just fucking delusional. They must have been in a fucking drought and wanted so hard to like something coming out. And then they saw something that was decent and they were like, fucking amazing.
I think it just hit at the right time because when Stranger Things came out, like what, 4 or 5 years ago, Netflix, as far as the original series, I really think they just had Orange is the New Black, which is huge, and House of Cards. You know, and those are like the big shows. So Stranger Things came out, and I guess nothing like that had been represented, and there wasn't too much of a buzz for other streaming shows. But since since Stranger Things started, all of the best shows are streaming now. So it's like, would you really be able to pick this apart from everything else if it came out today?
And every season's been like a 6-star season, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, and also it started that fucking really shitty trend that I'm pretty sick of, just the kid trend, right? That bringing back that, it was cool in the 80s, but now every movie has to be like the Goonies, right? I
don't watch a lot of new movies, so no, I don't know.
Well, TV shows too, movies, everything. But anyway, yeah, it's not for me. The only other thing I wanted to, mention was, speaking of not a lot of movies coming out because of obvious reasons, I read that Paul W.S. Anderson, the king of video game adaptations as far as, box office goes, he's actually going to release his Monster Hunter movie on Christmas Day in IMAX and the whole shebang. And that's got his wife, of course. He's just like Rob Zombie, nepotism at its finest. He puts his wife and everything in the title role, Mila Jovovich.
I can't blame him. I would too. I
mean, he wants to get his dick sucked still. He wants to keep getting laid.
Exactly.
You know? But, and you know, I want to say about Paul W.S. Anderson, I think he's a fun time. You know, I would dare even say that he would be a fun cinema enema to do. Just Paul W.S. Anderson movies. And just about him. I think
like we talk like everybody talks shit about Adam Sandler too. Like, oh, he puts all of his friends in movies. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
If like all of a sudden Hollywood was calling me, being like, "Oh, Zach, you're the best fucking thing. We gotta get you involved in all these movies we're making." I'd be like, I don't work without my boy Mac. Fucking Aaron, he needs to be there. He's gonna be like a set decorator. My boy the goat. Fucking he's a writing partner. Fucking Lucas, my boy, he's got to film it.
Why is goat the writing partner when I actively write? Why am I a set decorator?
Because we gotta fucking give you the shit I think you're capable of. I'm just playing. I'm just fucking playing.
But I agree with what we're talking about here. So Adam Sandler. So Paul W.S. Anderson, I think it'd be a cool idea for a cinema. So I'll kind of put a bottle on it. But in general, I just want to say he gets nonstop shit. But if you watch interviews with the guy, he seems immensely likable. And he even kind of acknowledges, he's like, look, man, he's even said, I got into filmmaking because I wanted to entertain a lot of people. I love popcorn movies and I like to entertain. I guess if you're a filmmaker, you don't have to be fucking Martin Scorsese or you don't have to be Terrence Malick. You know, you don't have to sit there and focus in on like a flower petal for an hour. Like maybe that's good for somebody that could, but I think filmmaking is different for everybody. And there is a market. There's a beauty in big blockbuster tripe, you know? And so if this guy is really getting off on going to see movies that a lot of people see and they're not really for critics, because I think at this point he's got to know critics are going to hate my movies.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know what? He probably gets just as much satisfaction of a bunch of people that like whatever property it is going to see it and having fucking fun for 90 minutes and turning their brain off. And I think there's a beauty in that. And he even said, he's like, look, I'm very blessed. I continuously get work. He's kind of the go-to guy in this field now. When it comes to video game adaptations, he's probably just happy to have job security, right? Making some films. And I guess I'd be the same way. If you found your niche, Zach, as this video game adaptation guy, and they kept throwing you buku bucks to make a fucking $100 million Resident Evil movie or a $100 million Monster Hunter movie or what have you, a Mortal Kombat movie, you would be like, well, this isn't a bad place to get comfortable.
I'd be trying to make him shittier and shittier too.
And I've always thought he was kind of if you want to call him A-list, he's kind of like the A-list Uwe Boll, because Uwe Boll gets all these reject video game adaptations too, and everybody shits on. But it's the same principle. He just makes a lot less money, and he's not mainstream. But it's kind of really not a different way of thinking. He keeps getting work, he takes it, and he makes a certain type of movie for a certain type of viewer. I mean, are we going to shit on them for taking the paycheck? You know, and I have to believe that, you know, someone like Paul W.S. Anderson, if they're making Mortal Kombat movies, if they're making Monster Hunter and they're making Resident Evil, they're probably working pretty close with Capcom or, you know, at the time, Midway, NetherRealm, and they probably have to work with them, right? I imagine. I remember reading an article with Steve D'Souza. He directed Street Fighter movie, and if you watch that movie's it's good for all the wrong reasons, but it's a fucking mess. And the biggest problem with it, I mean, it's really quotable and there's a lot of stuff going. There's a lot of fun scenes, but the movie's not really a good movie. It seems congested. It's like, my God, like why would somebody throw in all these characters? It almost seems so forced. You have to be smarter than thinking that's really the director's choice. And he said on the special features of that when that Blu-ray came out, he's like, this is all stuff come down from Capcom. They wanted to market their fucking game. So they made me, you know, really, we have a very stripped down story and we should probably kept it to like 8 characters. But no, they had Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo out at the time and they made us inject all the characters possible that were out into the movie somewhere, right? And so it became really weird. Like DJ is like some fucking like secretary to M. Bison who does like one-liners. Like, what? When was he a bad guy? And then, or like, what you know, that stuff that doesn't make sense. T-Hawk, it's like, okay, he shouldn't even be in the story. Oh, let's just make him one of like Guile's corporals or whatever that follows him, and have him just say his name once so everybody knows he's there. Hey, T-Hawk, you got another? And it's like a throwaway line. And it's just a mess because of that. So you have to think that there's a lot of dabbling with other people and interference and shit. But I think I don't like his Resident Evil movies, Paul W.S. Anderson. I've only watched the first one. I don't care to watch the others. But I bet you $1 million if I watched them all, I could think of worse shit that I've seen. I could already tell you there's probably worse shit out there. And I love Mortal Kombat. I don't give a fuck what people say. I think Mortal Kombat's awesome. And I think there's a space for adaptations, and especially a game adaptation. And I think Mortal Kombat's about as good as it's gotten so far, right? And you can tell where there's those compromises, whatever, PG-13, and but it's about as good as it's gotten. But anyway, that's
Annihilation's better.
Yeah, okay. Well, Paul W. Anderson didn't do that. That was our boy John R. Leonetti. But
fucking amazing guy.
I would love to talk to John R. Leonetti. I'd be like, man, you got an interesting story. You've been the second unit director on a lot of big movies. Your first movie they give you to yourself is Annihilation. Like, how much interference did you have? Because you were a first-time director. Like, were you really calling a lot of these shots, or he was probably working what he had? I bet you he was working with what he got handed to him too, to a degree. And of course, budgets and shit. And then it's like, then after that movie, you went back to just doing second unit directing for like 20 years. And then you did that shitty first Annabelle movie, which was also dog shit. Please elaborate.
I think it's fucking very clear now that he shouldn't even be doing third unit directing.
I want to say he was doing like second unit shit on a lot of big stuff. But the second unit director, I mean, what does that fucking guy do? He takes exterior like cutscene shots, right? And passing time. And
I don't think we can trust him with that.
You know what I mean? Like, they're not really doing the real shit. They're not working with the actors. They're shooting fucking extras, in fucking Zimbabwe while the real shit's going on in a backlot in Hollywood. Anyway, regardless, that's all we got for news. Do we want to talk about some of the shit we've been watching, man?
Sure, baby.
All right. So I just looked at my phone to look up my list, and all I saw was a new message by Zach in our group that just says baby dick. I'm afraid to open it. I'm afraid to open it.
Mac posted a picture of his new watch, and I posted, that's what I replied.
Oh, and with that fucking, wait, that's a random picture with a fucking cock. What the hell, dude? That's not Mac. He ain't that hairy.
I think you posted that same picture a couple years ago.
Did I? I might have. Well, anyway.
It's like, hey, look at my new watch. And like, oh, it's a guy showing his watch. And then if you look at the bottom of the screen, he's naked and his dick is just hanging there. And it's a baby dick. That's a tiny dick. My dick is fucking huge. My dick makes that dick look like fucking, like a toddler's dick, really.
All right. Do you want to start? Because I kind of have to look and see where the last thing is that we talked about.
Sure. Fuck. It's weird that you picked a Western movie because I happen to have just watched the first fucking movie in the Guy with No Name trilogy.
Oh,
Fistful
that's all.
Of Dollars.
You know what's funny is because that's funny you say that, and I might save this too. I almost suggested just doing a cinema enema on that entire saga. But I'm like, well, Zach's probably never seen them, and that'll take quite a lot of time to watch them all. But eventually, to kind of like we did with Coffin Joe, I think it'd be kind of cool to do the No Name saga and just kind of talk about him as a whole.
Oh, yes.
So
it was pretty good for a dad movie.
Yeah. Well, so put a cork in that. Maybe slowly get them watched, and whenever you've got them all watched, maybe that'll align with one of my choices, my months, and we'll do that because it'd be cool. Because those are great movies, great soundtracks. Just everything about them is pretty classic. But yeah, anyway, so there you go. It was weird then that it aligned like that.
Oh, I watched that new Netflix movie, The Devil All the Time, 2020.
I did as well.
What'd you think of that? That was a bleak fucking movie.
So I liked it. And I rated it, and I was teetering. I'm like, man, it's a 7 or an 8. I didn't really know. I ended up labeling it a 7 because I don't know. It was really bleak. It had some really, really good performances. Like that whole scene, every scene with Robert Pattinson was fucking sleazy.
Oh, yes.
Very, very sleazy.
He's what I want to be when I grow up in this movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I had some little nitpicks about it that justified a 7 over an 8, and I honestly can't remember what they were. I think it was probably a little slow, but not like disengaging. Like I was pretty engaged, and I get it. I mean, I don't really know what the whole point of the movie is. Are we supposed to think like, okay, everything kind of goes back to Tom Holland's father? Remember, he was supposed to marry that one chick when he got out of the military, and he didn't. And they're at that diner, and she got with somebody else. It's like, okay, well, he made a different choice, and all this fucking bullshit happened, and it kind of turns into like a Pulp Fiction movie where everything kind of like connects, like all these people in their lives connect, and you know, it's like had what's his name, Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise, had Bill Skarsgård married the one chick when he got out of the military, she would have never met that evangelist guy, that snake oil salesman, and gotten killed and orphaned their little girl. And fucking Bill Skarsgård never would have killed himself because he wouldn't have married the other person that would have died. I don't know. It's kind of a mind fuck. It's kind of weird how, because everything's about those two small towns, right, that are next to each other, West Virginia, whatever. And it's just kind of weird how everybody crosses paths again, even down to the what the fuck, like how is it possible that Tom Holland even gets picked up by the Drifter people? It's like, I don't know. It's
did you notice who that was that picked him up at the end of the movie?
Well, I'm sure I did. Let me think. What are we talking about? You talking about Tom Holland when it's, you know, the fucking guy from Pet Sematary? You talking about that?
Yeah, at the very end of the movie, he gets picked up by another guy.
Oh, yeah, and that's where it ends, and he falls asleep, which, by the way, I don't think I've ever seen a movie where it ends with the main character falling asleep. But no, who was that guy?
People were talking about, that's supposed to be fucking Charles Manson. That's one last little fuck you, basically.
I thought if I didn't know it ended, but I thought there was gonna be a little bit more discourse, and I thought he was gonna like allude to him being one of the Manson family, not Charles Manson. But yeah, I mean, does that make sense though? Did Charles Manson come from like West Virginia? Did he migrate out to California?
Yep.
Oh, that's where he came from?
Yep, it's implying maybe he got fucking pulled into that whole fucking shenanigans.
So he kind of looked like, I thought he was going to be a member of the Manson family. I didn't know the West Virginia connection to Charles Manson, but I was wondering. I think maybe, I kind of wish they would have put something else that made it a little bit more obvious than that.
They probably didn't want it to be obvious. That's probably why.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because he didn't even say anything. I mean, even if they would have had something on the radio, like Helter Skelter playing. You know?
They were talking about the fucking Vietnam War, which is kind of what they were doing.
I mean, Helter Skelter would have been a little bit more like, okay, on the note. Or a Beach Boy song, whatever. Or they could have straight up just been playing that one song that Guns N' Roses covered. No, that wouldn't make any sense. But yeah, it was bleak. And had a lot of really cool scenes. It was kind of self-indulgent in the violence, but I don't ever complain about that. It was kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know.
I gave it an 8.
So what was your general thoughts on it? I mean, besides it being bleak.
Yeah, I liked it. See, I know a lot of people were talking about like it was getting like fucking like their meta scores lower than like people were expecting and shit like that. I think it has a lot to do with like fucking people are, held up in their house and they're watching a movie. And it's like, why are you telling us this movie about like bad things happening to people and shit like that? I think that has a lot to do with it. Who knows though? Yeah, I liked it.
This movie should be called Everybody Commits Suicide Whenever Anything Goes Wrong. Because I feel like, I mean, obviously I think it stops after that one girl hangs herself kind of on accident, right? She changes her mind. But it's just, I don't know.
She found out she was pregnant. I would have too.
Well, I don't know, man, but I think the movie is embellished if it's like a reflection on society, because I don't know. We're talking about a couple of small hick towns, and like seemingly everybody is the worst person in the world, capable of just fucking pure evil. I don't think it's quite that polluted, but I get what it's maybe trying to shine a light on. But I've grown up in small, tiny ass towns too, like that, and I don't think your pastor is going to be this fucking weird sex fiend raping girls, and I don't think the guy at the diner is going to be fucking making snuff film pictures or photographs or whatever. Was he even selling those, by the way, or was it all for his perversions? What did he do for work? You know what I mean?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, it was a little bit embellished as far as like, and then you have that crazy fucking evangelist that was one of the biggest moments in the movie when he just fucking stabbed his wife with that screwdriver. Like,
Amazing.
Like how quick it happened. Like, God is with you, and he just like did it or whatever. I was like, oh man. So it had a lot of really engaging scenes. So yeah, no, I liked it. interesting. I can never get the title right. What the fuck's it called? Devil's Always Here. The Devil. What the fuck is it?
Devil All the Time.
Yeah, like I feel like I forget it every time I see it. So it's really weird. But what do you think the fucking title and what does the title mean to you? That's a weird title. I mean, I get it, maybe what they're going for, but there's the religious themes too. I don't know. I think there's probably some artsy fartsy subtext and message they were going for. I don't think they really convey it. I don't really know what the meaning of the movie is, the overall message. Besides, people
watch it again, Aaron.
Besides
watch it again.
Besides the fact that people are shit. Is that the extent of the message? I mean, is there something?
Shit.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, yeah, definitely worth a watch, and it's on Netflix. You can just kind of go through all yours if you want.
I watched Tremors, Shrieker Island, the new one. It is fucking amazing. No, it's not. It's a 4 out of 10. It was just like, there's like 2 or 3 scenes of like tremor action. And then they ended it really shitty. You want to know how it ends?
How does it end?
Anybody care about spoilers on the fucking Tremors 8?
I don't fucking think so.
It fucking ends with the main character dying. Michael Gross.
Oh, Michael Gross dies? They finally end? Wow.
Why the fuck do that? And it had fucking Napoleon Dynamite in it. Fucking, I guess they couldn't afford Jamie Kennedy Experiment. They just write him off like, oh, he's in prison. So yeah, it was fucking lame.
John Heater, yeah.
Oh, I watched The Witches. They remade that recently. I watched the original.
Man, my lady wanted to watch that. I'm like, I really don't feel like watching that. It just
the original or the remake?
The remake. She wanted to watch the remake. I'm like, I tried telling her, I'm like, she doesn't know. I'm like, there was another movie. I get it's a Roald Dahl book, but they made a movie with Angelica Houston. That's the one I grew up with. Can we at least watch that one? At least first?
I watched it and yeah, I liked it. All right. I thought the ending was a fucking cop-out and lame. And then I realized, oh, they changed the ending and the writer was really pissed off they changed the ending in the movie. But then like, yeah, like it reminded me a lot of it looked identical to like one of Peter Jackson's like horror movie, like Bad Taste and Dead Alive, like whenever the monsters come out and stuff, the camera work and everything.
So it is worth watching. Is the effects and stuff that everybody was lambasting, is that as cringy as it looked in the screenshots? Like
that's what reminds me of fucking old school fucking Peter Jackson. I love that shit.
But it looked like it was CGI, like the Anne Hathaway, like the weird mouth.
I watched the original. I didn't watch the new one.
Oh, you're talking about the original. My bad. Yeah, the original looks great. It looks really, really. The effects are cool, and all the prosthetics and the transformation scenes, and when that kid turns into the mouse is really fucking used to creep me out.
Fucking the animatronic mice.
So you didn't watch the remake?
No, I might.
Okay.
I don't know.
That one, that's the one that looks like shit to me. But yeah, the original Witches is fun.
I would hit Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, okay. I got you. I feel you. What else you got?
I watched Killing Them Softly from 2012. I thought it was okay. That was pretty good. 7 out of 10.
Oh, the Brad Pitt movie?
The Brad Pitt movie.
That movie sucks.
You don't like that?
No, I fucking thought, I don't remember anything about it because it was so boring. I thought it was just, maybe I should watch it again. I mean, what did you ended up giving it?
7 out of 10.
Oh, maybe I'll watch it again, man.
I mean, it's very chatty, mostly talking, but I liked it. I was in the right mood.
Yeah, I don't remember liking it very much, but I think I remember actually straight up hating it. James Gandolfini's in that too. I think that was his last movie, maybe.
The Gandolfini.
Gandolfini. All right, what else you got?
I watched that fucking DreamWorks, I think it is, animated ParaNorman for Halloween.
I almost watched that myself.
See, I remember everybody, like all of the horror fans were like really like fucking creaming over it. Like, oh yeah, this is so good. I remember somebody said this movie is like an animated Army of Darkness kind of movie. And I thought it was just okay. It's like, it's all right.
Yeah, it seems like a Mac movie.
A Mac movie, exactly.
All right. I'm just going to let you go down your list before I go into mine.
I watched that new comedy on Netflix, Yes, God, Yes.
Oh, yeah. What was that? How was that? I've heard about it.
About the Christian retreat and the kid, the girl from fucking Stranger Things discovers her body. Yeah, I thought it was a 5 out of 10. It was just okay. A very, very casual movie, kind of movie. Casual movie watcher. Oh yeah, I watched that Mortuary collection that I was talking about, the Shudder original. I hear good things, I said.
Oh, Clancy Brown. Is it shit?
I hear good things. I thought it was just okay. It was a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of worried me. It kind of looked low budget to me and low quality.
Yeah, fucking the stuff like that, like with Clancy Brown, that was probably some of the better stuff. Like the last story is probably the best story, even though you see the twist coming. And it's like, that wasn't even like made for the movie. It was like a short they had before. And yeah.
I think it's kind of hard to really land those fucking anthology horrors, man. I just don't, I think there's more bad ones than there are good ones. I mean, even John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper with Body Bags isn't like top tier, right? It's got a couple of good stories. You know, I want to, you know, like the gas station one's okay. The fucking, the Eye is okay. I don't think there's anything amazing in those. And to be honest with you, the John Carpenter segments are kind of cringe.
Oh, they're amazing.
You know, and he's obviously not a very good actor. So it's just all very...
He's amazing.
But yeah, I don't know. I won't be rushing out to watch the Clancy Brown. I don't like I couldn't get into that first season of Creepshow on Shudder. I didn't think it was very good. I thought it was just very middle of the road. I don't know how you felt about him, but like I
watched the first episode. Okay,
well that says volumes too, right? Speaks volumes. It was just okay. So I'm in no rush to watch a new season of that. All right, what else you got?
That's all.
All right, so I'll kind of go through mine, and I'll stay on the important ones for more than just half a second. I watched that movie Whip It, directed by Drew Barrymore, and it's got Ellen Page in it. That roller derby movie. You ever see that?
No.
Okay. It's like a 6 out of 10. I watched it because the lady wanted to watch it. It's kind of a movie that would probably attract chicks at first because it's got like a female cast and it's about roller derby. But it was okay. Was
it like that movie fucking
Rollerball?
The rollerblading movie with Linda Blair in it?
No.
Roller Boogie?
No.
I watched that shit hoping I saw Linda Blair's tits, and I didn't.
I feel robbed. I watched Dog Day Afternoon for the first time. I thought that was really good. I gave that an 8. I liked it. And I was kind of unfamiliar with the story it was based on. So, you know, I kind of got to go into it blind as a work of fiction, you know, knowing it was based on a true story. I think they tell you that right away. And then after you watch the movie, then you research the real thing. And it's kind of fun to do that. Great performances. Pacino's awesome in it. And I like heist movies, and I like movies with very confined settings like that. I mean, I think this thing was over 2 hours, and usually when you're confined to one major set, that could get a little tired. But no, it was really good, and it was funny, and it had my boy fucking why can't I spit out his name? Chris Sarandon as his gay lover, his transsexual.
We needed a scene of them fucking.
Chris Sarandon's awesome, man. He's a treasure. I mean, obviously, Fright Night and Child's Play and Jack Skellington. But now I can add Al Pacino's transsexual lover to that list if I ever meet him at a convention.
Amazing.
Anyway, so yeah, that was really good. I'm chipping away at my Miyazaki movies, right, from Studio Ghibli, and I've officially got all the big ones, the most popular ones watched. There's like 6 to 8 or whatever really, really big ones that, you know, you, even if you don't like that shit, you've seen them everywhere. You've seen them at stores, you've seen advertised. And I there's a lot more movies, don't get me wrong, but I've got the biggies down. And the last one I watched was Howl's Moving Castle.
How many points did it lower your IQ after watching all 8 of them?
Have you watched any of those, Zach?
No.
They're good. Like, and I'm not an anime guy. I am not. I don't. But these are like good cinema, like good fucking like movies, great scores. The animation is really beautiful. A lot of adult themes. And Howl's Moving Castle was fucking obscure as shit, but they're very consistent. Like I give all of them like at least an 8. They're very, very consistently really, really good movies. Some are like bizarre acid trips. Some of them can be really, they all have a theme going through them. You know, a lot of them are very adult, a lot of loss. Some are about war and violence. And there was I don't know, I guess I didn't mention this before, but I should have logged it. Porco Rosso, I think it's what it's called. The one about there's one that has like this pig, and he's a pilot in World War I, and he's cursed, and so he looks like a pig. And Michael Keaton plays his voice in the American dub, and it's just I don't know. It's pretty fucking sad. Like when you watch the whole story and you kind of get the theme and about this character and a lot of fucking really deep subtext. I think they're fucking good. They're really good movies. So, anyway, watch that. Part of Joe Bob's fucking Halloween shit. I watched Hack-O-Lantern. Trashy movie.
Hack-O-Lantern. What'd you think of that movie?
I was being kind and I gave it a 3 out of 10.
Beta.
And it was so funny because Joe Bob, I was beating Joe Bob to the punch. Like as I was watching the movie, I had all these like notes in my head that were grinding my gears. Then of course he would go to the Joe Bob segment and he would just validate all of them. Like when I was very happy when he acknowledged the cringy fucking comedian bit that went on for like seemingly an hour. Like, because the whole time I'm watching that comedian he do his entire fucking stand-up bit in like one scene. I'm just like rolling my eyes. Like, when is this fucking going to turn into a movie? Like, what is going on here?
That was a movie. That was the greatest part of the movie.
And then, no, but even Joe Bob was like, yeah, none of it was really funny. It just kept going and going.
That's why it's funny, because it's not.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. Why? Did you like it or something?
I had fun watching that.
Oh, funny. There's no redeeming qualities.
That was like Trick or Treat, but better.
I think you got that backwards.
It was better than Trick or Treat?
No. Trick or Treat's the better movie. And I don't even see I guess the weird heavy metal link that's not even as heavy on the nose as Trick or Treat is. You just have that, and you have that weird obscure music video. He's having that weird fever dream and it turns like this metal video where he's playing guitar in his band. What the fuck?
That fucking guy was amazing too. Like, did he say a single word of dialogue in the whole movie?
He looked like Eric Roberts' twin.
Oh, yes.
I watched, I think I brought this up in a podcast. I watched that movie Accepted. That's a turd. That's like a 3 out of 10 if it's lucky.
Amazing movie.
Ask me about my wiener. It's terrible. I watched this movie called Miss Bala. It stars Gina Rodriguez. She was in Jane the Virgin, that TV show. And it's kind of like an action movie starring a woman, and it's obviously like for a Latin audience. And I was watching this with a lady, and we're literally like 20 minutes into it, and the plot is becoming more and more familiar. And it's not like the movie I'm about to quote had at first. It's just been done to death. I'm like, is this just fucking Rambo 5 with a woman? And that's kind of what it turned into. Like the whole fucking cartel. One of them was kidnapped, a prostitution ring, and like, what the fuck? And that was a shit movie. It was like a 3 out of 10. Wasn't very good at all.
Rambo or the other one?
Miss Bala. This one's Rambo does it better, but Rambo 5 isn't as good as Rambo 4. But this movie is shit. Miss Bala, and it just goes to show I actually like the actress because it's kind of a guilty pleasure. I love Jane the Virgin. I think it was a great show, and she's awesome in it. And even though she's extremely likable, she still was part of a very, very, very bad script. It doesn't redeem it. But some actors can redeem a shitty movie to a degree, small degree. She does not. What else? I've watched it before, but the way I judge how I do stuff on Letterboxd, if I can't really remember the ending, if it's been that long or if it's that foggy or if I was that in and out of it, I consider it like I haven't watched it. That's kind of where I base it. And One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was one of those movies for me. I remember I watched it back in middle school and I couldn't quite remember the third act of it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to count it. So I watched it with fresh eyes and it's good. I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's not as, I don't know. I want to love it more. And there's a lot to think about and unpack after I watched it and I really thought about it. And so it might be one of those ones that I change my mind on as I go. But
what do you think? Fucking his character was really crazy. You think he was fucking just pretending?
Well, that's what's so fucking cool about it is they kind of have that whole thing playing with you the whole time. Was he really crazy? Was he just like I said, just trying to get out of work or whatever? Which is crazy because he was just supposedly making up all that bullshit just to get out of labor, and he only had how much time left in prison? Like for the last month? Like what? Exactly. It was kind of weird. And I'd also read too that the nurse is seen as like one of the best bad guys, most vile bad guys in any movie. I could see how you could interpret her as not being necessarily the antagonist. It just depends on how you look at her, I guess. But she did seem like a fucking crude bitch.
They made a fucking TV show based on the character.
Did they?
Yeah, that's what that new fucking Paulson, whatever her name is.
Oh,
Samantha Paulson or something.
Oh, you're talking about Sarah Paulson, right?
Sarah Paulson. Her name was Sarah Paulson.
Well, I don't fucking know. But anyway, so there's a show.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's on Netflix.
I didn't know that. But yeah, it's definitely a movie I want to watch again because it's kind of this weird, it's a very laid back movie. I know it's kind of got some heavy themes to it, but like, I don't know. It seems really relaxing to watch because everything is so chill in the movie for the most part. You're just kind of in this cuckoo's nest the whole movie and everybody's chill.
It's got the Scatman Carruthers.
Yeah, man. And he was getting some pussy on the job.
He was macking the house.
Yeah. It's a good movie. Great performances too. And I did really like the ending. I thought they nailed the ending. I don't know if you could have ended a movie like that better than that.
Sonny Landon.
I mean, it was sad. It was happy at the same time, you know, and I don't know, like when Chief just fucking smothered him and stuff like that. And that whole, you know, I'm taking you with me. Oh, dude, fucking, it was, and him lifting the fucking whatever that was and breaking the window. It was cool. And yeah, really good cast of supporting characters. All right. And then I watched Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. You ever seen that?
No.
Okay, it's got one of my favorite actors out there, Sam Rockwell. I think he's awesome. The movie itself wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. It was a 6 out of 10. I thought great source material. It didn't quite capitalize on it. It's I don't know if this came out. It probably came out in the early 2000s, like 2002. I'd have to look at like 2001, 2. I don't remember because George Clooney directed it. And I think it was his first movie he directed. But it just feels like a late 90s movie. Like the camera, everything, how it looks. And it takes me out of the movie, but since it's George Clooney directing it, he's kind of got all his like fucking Ocean's 11 cronies kind of like shoved into it in cameos. And I didn't really care for it, but he's awesome. Sam Rockwell's awesome. I think he's great in everything.
You know what movie of his I watched that I wanted to like more than I ended up liking it? Was that Moon.
Moon's awesome, dude. I love Moon.
See, I remember everybody talking that up like, holy shit, this is the smartest movie. And I watched it. I'm like, this doesn't seem smart. I don't know. I was just like, I was completely like underwhelmed by it.
I can't remember, but
how everybody was talking about it.
I might have given Moon 10 out of 10. I liked it that much.
Beta.
I think it's a cool. Well, like I consider everything. I'm like, they made a really cool movie that kept me engaged. It gets extra points for it being so. It's kind of like a movie like Ex Machina. It's like, well, they kept this movie here in like one location, the whole fucking thing. And in Ex Machina, you just have 3 characters. Dude, it's fucking Sam Rockwell the whole time interacting with Sam Rockwell. It's like the fact that they have a full length movie and that doesn't get boring, at least for me, is just fucking awesome. But I love that movie. Anyway,
we needed a scene where he showed his ass to the camera.
Yeah.
So that the fucking title made sense.
Oh, okay. I watched, you ever see that movie, The Fourth Kind?
Oh, I think, is that the fucking Mila Jovovich one?
Yeah, where they're doing like.
It starts out with her like, hello, I'm Mila Jovovich. This movie's based on real events.
And I'm playing this, and she's like, and the director, yeah. And it's just like a big troll. It's like,
yeah, the whole movie is like they're basically reenacting it.
Yeah, they're reenacting it. Yeah, and then the reenactors are actors. And then this,
yeah, so like whenever they're doing a scene where like they're having like a repressed memory come back, it shows the original footage side by side with the actors, and then like you get halfway through it and you're like, oh, this whole movie's bullshit. None of this really happened. And then it completely defeats the purpose.
It's kind of obvious just from the beginning when they show Mila Jovovich doing that whole thing. It's like it's a little try hard. Like, yeah. Okay, they're really establishing that this is real, guys. Suspend your disbelief, because Mila Jovovich is breaking the fourth wall right now and letting us know. But yeah, if it's not already obvious from the beginning, it becomes really obvious in the middle, because there's one scene where they're showing you like the real footage, because every time they show footage, it says real footage, archive footage, and it literally shows some archive footage. This guy levitating off the bed. I'm like, there's no way this happened in real life. Like, come on,
Nome, Alaska. I remember fucking, I was going through shit on the internet the other day in like a message board and saw somebody saying like, oh yeah, there was some alien shit that went down in Nome, Alaska. They made a documentary about it. Like he didn't get that movie was fake.
But like I said, it should really give it away when you see some of the archive footage when it gets really wacky towards later in the movie and they're like flying around and shit like that. Like we don't have this stuff on real dude, if there was really archival footage of somebody levitating, it would be everywhere. We would already have known about this. Like this is, but no, it's clearly like some paranormal activity. It looks like at that point it becomes paranormal activity, like just the way.
Which reminds me, they're freaking rebooting Paranormal Activity.
Why?
That's stupid.
Why? Because look, I can understand it if it's been away for a while, but they make a Paranormal Activity movie like every fucking year. So they literally went up to like whatever 8, and then instead of making a 9 or a 10 or whatever they're up to, they just now it's just time to start over. Like the clock went full circle. Now we're back at 1 o'clock.
We're going to see fucking a door creak open for the first time.
So stupid.
We're restarting the series.
So dumb. But anyway, the fourth kind, though, I didn't hate it. I gave it a 6 out of 10 because I appreciated that it was at least trying to do something different. Mm-hmm. Like I get it. I get what they were doing. And, it was a stab. It's kind of like, hey, we're kind of doing like the Blair Witch thing, but we're taking it another step, and we're kind of...
You know what's better than that movie? Blair Witch 2, which you don't like.
Yeah, I know. No, but so...
Even though you didn't watch it without our commentary.
And I have to say, though, on the fourth kind, I think what they were aiming to do with like the duping people or the fooling, which I don't remember the campaign of that movie. I don't know if they were purposely trying to dupe people like the Blair Witch or if they were pretty open about it. I don't really remember. I don't know if they were trying to fool people. But if they were, what killed it for them was the quote unquote real life archival footage people, right, in the movie. Mm-hmm. They were worse actors than the actors. It's like, and how that fooled anybody, because
it reminds me of this show that they used to show on digital cable. Like I think it was streaming on like Prime for a while, and it's like, oh, it's called Urban Legends, and there's like 3. It's basically like Fact or Fiction. What was that show with Jonathan Frakes?
Mm-hmm.
But it has talking heads telling you the story, and you can always tell which ones are fake and based on urban legends just by the acting. Because, like, for some reason, it's super hard to sit in front of a camera and pretend like you're a person just telling your story, I guess.
I mean, Mila Jovovich is not like a fucking amazing actress, but let me tell you, she was better portraying the real person than the real person was. Like, the real person was a shittier actress. And I remember one scene that they did it okay. It's early in the movie where Mila Jovovich, the archival footage where her character is interviewing that first guy who goes nuts and ultimately kills his family. Mm-hmm. I thought that guy, I'm like, okay, this is acting pretty serious, and it seemed all right. But after that, when you start getting more of the Mila Jovovich like real version character, like her shit just becomes cheesy. And
it's like that show. The only time it ever got me was like, oh, they threw a curveball at you and they had people that didn't speak English being the talking heads and telling the story, and that it was subtitled. So like, oh, I can't get a good gauge of whether or not they sound like they're just yeah.
It's a good point. And I think, but even as a work of fiction, the story itself is kind of cool. Like maybe a little undercooked, but. You know, I kind of like what they're going for. I like that kind of shit. And I remember, what was it? Oh, man, the worst actor in the whole movie, though, is whoever played that fucking sheriff. Oh, and I've seen him in other movies, and he is terrible. I hate it. Every line he delivers, the one that was constantly trying to like fucking arrest her, and it took him forever. It took him all the way to the end of the movie for him to reveal to Mila Jovovich that her husband killed herself. Like, why are you? Well, just tell her this. Like from the second. Like, are you waiting for us to tell it at the end of the movie to make it sound dramatic?
Amazing.
But anyway, my review for it on Letterboxd is simply a lot of the acting gave me cancer, but overall it was kind of fun. It's a 6 out of 10. It's whatever.
Dog.
I watched Easy A. That movie was kind of shit. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Very forgettable. You know that movie with what's her face, that redhead. Yeah, yeah, it's not very good. And what the fuck? I finally watched that Denis Villeneuve because I watched Arrival finally. Because I think it's the only movie I hadn't seen yet of his. So now I'm fully up to speed. And
so you watched that Lebanon movie?
What?
You watched that movie that takes place in Lebanon or whatever?
I guess not. What are we talking about?
Like, I think it's like his first one or something.
Okay, well then I didn't. I've seen. Was Enemy his second movie then?
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, well, I thought I had seen all of them, and now he's got Dune coming out, which I'm excited for. But
maybe I'm thinking of someone else. It's possible.
But anyway, I think he's, as far as younger direct, I don't know how, he's probably not young, but more modern directors out there right now. I think he's got to be my favorite because he's super consistent.
He got discovered in his 30s or 40s.
He's the fucking man because out of all the movies he's made so far, they're all consistently good. And I like his style, and I don't know. I've really, I don't think I've given anything he's done less than an 8.
Oh.
So Arrival was really good, and Arrival was a thinking person's movie. Did you see that one too?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a really unique take on alien invasion. I thought I liked it. It wasn't the same old shit. It's like when you go into that movie in the theaters, it could go any way. You might be expecting like alien invasion. You might be expecting some like Ridley or James Cameron type fucking movie or a horror movie, and it has nothing to do with that.
I remember people were pissed off. They were like, I was going in expecting Star Wars and I got fucking Star Trek. They're thinking all philosophically and shit. This movie sucks.
And it made you think, like, and I will say this, I think the undertones to the movie and the message, at first, when you first think about it, it comes off a convoluted, but the more you think about it, it doesn't. I think it makes sense. Like when I first got done watching it, like I got it. Like I understand what they're trying to convey with the whole time becoming irrelevant once you're exposed to, and the languages and all that stuff. But I felt like getting to that end meaning was a little messy and a little hard to really fully grasp that, a lot of thinking. But the more I thought about it, the more it all fit together very well. But it still makes you think a lot. But I liked it. I thought it was really clever. It was really outside of the box thinking as far as just the message and all that shit.
It was based on a story by this guy named Ted Chiang.
Yeah, I read that.
And I've had like a book of his short stories for a long time. Fucking stories of your life and others. He's like good at science fiction writing.
The more I thought about it, that was a movie that sat with me for a couple of days, and it's just like all the little questions that I had, they started getting answered with a little bit of time. Like and just the ending, it all wraps together really nicely, and all the way they handle her flashbacks throughout the movie are super well done. They don't make it obvious that we're looking at a future that hasn't happened yet. They play it off like it's her past, and they do it very clever. And I love it. The end of the movie, it's like where they go back to the flashback of her and her daughter. And I think she's talking about his daddy coming back, that whole type of thing. And she's like, no, like, and she just says he made the wrong choice. And then it's like it clicks. Like after a little while, I'm like, oh, like what was his choice? Because she said that he said it was basically like it was a mistake. He ended up leaving her because she chose to have the kid, even though he knew she had this gift where she could see the future and she knew the kid was going to die. So that's what he meant. Like, no, you made the wrong choice. You shouldn't have had the kid. If you know you're just going to lose the kid, and he left her because of it. And it's that whole message of if you knew your time was finite with somebody, would that make it any less valuable? Right. Like if you, and it's really deep, man. And it's like, if you were going to have a kid and you knew for a fact she wasn't going to make it to like 13 or 14 or whatever, would you just spare yourself the pain at their expense of a few years of life? No. Yeah,
I would.
But you know what I mean, though? It's like, so it's as you would say, it's five head. It's very five head theory.
Five head.
Yeah. It's a really good message and a really good story. So I really dug it. And what's funny is I really don't even like the actors in it very much. I don't really care for Amy Adams for some reason and Jeremy Renner, but the movie's so good I didn't give a shit. They're fine.
She was in Doubt. That's a great film.
It's all right. Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, she's just whatever.
You wouldn't dig out Amy Adams?
She's all right, man. She's all right. I'm wrapping up here. I saw that movie Freaky in theaters a couple weeks ago or last week. That Vince Vaughn movie. It's typical Blumhouse, right? It's just like,
would you dig out Vince Vaughn?
That Vince Vaughn is one piece of ace.
Oh yes.
No, it's typical Blumhouse. It's just like that movie, Happy Death Day, where they take a slasher and they mix it with a classic non-horror subgenre. With a Happy Death Day, it was, hey, let's mix a slasher movie with Groundhog Day and let's just turn that into like a tropey, unique movie. They did the same thing with this, and they took a slasher and they mixed it up with the Freaky Friday movies, right? And Freaky Friday, that whole switcheroo, it became a subgenre of its own. You know, there's Vice Versa. There's that fucking one with Kirk Cameron and Dudley Moore. There's a whole bunch of those fucking movies that came out.
I do miss like R-rated like horror movies or just adult movies with like a whimsical like thing about them. Like, oh, it's like that's why I want to do that Being John Malkovich, because it's like, oh, it's like a fucking fairy tale for adults.
Yeah. Freaky was a 6 out of 10 though. I would say wait till it comes to streaming. It's worth a watch. I wouldn't necessarily waste the money on like VOD, but it's worth a watch. It's fun. It's a 6 out of 10. Let's see. I watched Career Opportunities with Zach because we did our last commentary on it. That was not very good. Forgettable. I already forgot it. 5 out of 10.
Amazing film.
Lastly, I'm going to wrap it up. We already talked about Devil All the Time. I gave that a 7. I watched that brand new The Orange Years, the Nickelodeon story documentary that came out day before yesterday. It just dropped. And I had heard about it a little bit, and then Donkey Lips himself, Michael Bauer, he posted about it. Hey, it's finally out, guys. And I was like, oh, thanks for reminding me. And I watched it. It came out.
They get him for it, or like I can see them trying to get him to be on the fucking documentary, but every time he starts talking about the flat Earth and shit,
he is in it. And I will say this though, they interview a lot of people, so they don't ever spend too much time with one person because there's so.
Wouldn't that be great? I just thought, wouldn't that be great if they didn't tell him, but like once he's on the screen, they let him go into like his weird conspiracy theory shit, and then they start talking about like, yeah, being a kid star really fucks with you, really fucks your head up. Like these people are more likely to just believe stupid shit.
And he's like, I feel fucking used.
It's like the whole Home Alone 2, Chris Columbus, Donald Trump thing. They're like his conditions of using the Plaza Hotel was that he was in the movie, and the original idea was that they were just going to entertain his ass, and then when the movie comes out, just cut all the scenes. like that's what they were thinking the whole time. Like, we're just going to cut all these. We're just going to cut this scene. Like, we're just going to entertain him. But then Chris Columbus said when we had the test screening, fucking people were cheering when he was on there, so we had to keep it.
People are stupid.
But
see, when I watch that scene now, I think of like he was buddies with Epstein. So that scene where he walks away after talking to Macaulay Culkin, he kind of looks around and scopes him out. Like I think he was scoping him out for his boy Epstein.
Okay. But the Orange Years, though,
I got a live one here. I got a live one down here.
The orange one. The Orange Years was it was good, and I wanted to get it right away because I was feeling nostalgic. And they call it the Orange Years because it's focusing on the Orange Years back when because now Nickelodeon's different. Like they don't put any focus on gack and slime and all that shit. But Universal Studios is now the Nickelodeon studios at Universal Studios is shut down, right? None of that stuff exists anymore. They film probably in Hollywood and all over the place, but they used to film at Universal Studios on the Nickelodeon lot and all that stuff. But so it focuses on the inception of Nickelodeon when it was still Pinwheel. All the way to introducing their first shows, and they go into like their first live action, then they go into like the Nicktoons coming out. So they go all the way up into like basically where I think the line's drawn between classic Nickelodeon and new is SpongeBob, right?
See, SpongeBob's the last 90s Nick show that still exists.
But they don't talk about SpongeBob. Like I think that's kind of like the line where it changed. I think Hey Arnold's kind of like the end of it. And SpongeBob's the start of it.
You know what's a beta? My fucking cable company dropped Nickelodeon and Comedy Central. I think I'm going to drop them.
That's pretty weird. That's odd.
It is.
But it's a really cool documentary. I think this is pretty common with any documentary that tries to keep their runtime under 2 hours. I always feel like I wish it went a little deeper. But
we need the fucking Never Sleep Again length, Doc.
Yeah, I really wish they had. But you can tell it's like, they clearly wanted to keep this not exceeding 2 hours, and there's really just no way to. They touch on all the big points. They do touch on almost all the important shit.
Did they talk about that Dan Savage guy? Apparently, that everybody thinks
they didn't. The pedo guy. No. To be fair though, that wasn't classic. Oh yeah, he was all that, right? He was part of all that.
He was in fucking all that. He was in like the Good Booger movie. He played the fucking manager guy.
And all that, he's the guy that's always backstage with a headset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
apparently there's stories of him like doing casting calls and having girls show their feet or something, which is like,
this isn't child. I can get away with this on my hard drive.
I remember I was kind of joking on the Mac and Zack commentary we did. I was like, this is a fucking Nickelodeon show. It might have been a show where the only thing you see is their feet. Mm. They had that show where all you see is the fucking bottom of their mouth. Remember that shit on Nickelodeon?
No.
Oh, you're too beta, babe. You shouldn't even be watching the Orange Years.
I feel like you got to bleep out when I said porn, like bleep out one of them, because it's like that instant flag. But no, so like they hit on the classic shit. They hit on, like I said, Pinwheel introducing how they got started. There was no dedicated child's network, and how nobody would give them the time of the day. They tried buying shows and shit like that, and nobody was even giving. So they bought cheap ass shows, dubbed shows from Europe and shit. Which is like a lot of the old stuff. Like Dave of the Gnome was like a French cartoon.
They have Kimba.
No.
Fucking Kimba's that show that everybody for years thought fucking The Lion King ripped off, and like, yeah, it was all bullshit.
The Lion King one came after the Lion, yeah.
Yeah, and they were being completely like dishonest with, this is from this version of Kimba, which was out before The Lion King, but they're showing versions that were made after The Lion King. Yeah. It's really like, there's this guy named YMS did a whole expose video on how that's all bullshit.
It was very thorough, but the Nickelodeon thing, they went over everything, and it's like, when they first started, like a lot of those cartoons were imported cartoons that they dubbed, and a lot of great shows too, and that's how they got their start. And then the show that really broke them was they started getting Canada shows, right, and filming in Canada. They got You Can't Do That on Television. That was the one that broke them, right, the Canadian show. And then it just kind of blew up from there. And and they talk about the Nicktoons, of course. They talk about the introduction of Snick. They also go into the early morning, like for kids, like Nick Jr. and Face. And they talk about all the Blue's Clues bullshit. And
Face used to fucking lie about what was coming up next. Yeah. Because the fucking guy programming it just used the wrong fucking bumper, I guess.
It's me, Face. Yeah.
Do they talk about Stickly?
No. So, like I said, there's a couple little things they miss out.
You got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, there's no Stiggly. There's a couple of shows they overlooked. Like, remember Wienerville? Remember that weird, obscure show?
I think that was one of them where, like, yeah, I think a bunch of like, it's just the bottom of their mouth, and they put faces on the chins and stuff.
Yeah, Wienerville was a fucking weird show. But like I said, they mention all the important shit, and they interview, I think, people from almost every show. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And they talk about like the game show era. Of course, Double Dare was huge too. You Can't Do That on Television was the first stepstone. Then Double Dare came out, and that opened the floodgates. Like, it became huge. And they talk about the Nick arcades, and then they talk about opening up working out the deal with Universal Studios to have, like talking about, you guys have competitors down the street with Disney World. It's like, we can be your competition. So they partnered up with them, and they put the Nickelodeon lot, and they talk about all that shit. They talk about fucking Global Guts and all that shit. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Like I said,
Mark O'Malley in the house.
And they also have a heavy emphasis on the shit they got away with, like the dirty stuff, and they're talking about how, just like most of them were like, man, the thing is writers are really sneaky people. And they were talking to the people that were the head of the company at the time. They're like, I didn't even know what a dingleberry was. And they were talking, then they like show a clip, for instance, you can help me hang the dingleberry garland, the dingle around the tree. So it's like all this shit like was going over so many people's heads. And also we'd get the people that did Ren and Stimpy and stuff like that. And they said Ren and Stimpy was huge. They said Ren and Stimpy was a game changer for us too, because it's like Ren and Stimpy came out, and the conditions of that show was, look, you guys want our talent, you let us work. Don't get out of the kitchen, And they just kind of had faith in them, and they let it do it. And it turned out to be
never happened these days.
No. And it turned out to be a happy accident, because they said what happened was we ended up bridging the gap of audiences. Ren and Stimpy started bringing in the MTV audience, the teen audience that were watching MTV, Beavis and Butthead and all that shit. And then they started watching Nickelodeon, and they came to Snick and all that shit. But it's like we had this cross-pollination now. And that was all thanks to Ren and Stimpy. And because it is a really adult show and all that stuff. And And it was. It's like we were happy. Like everybody's stoked about Ren and Stimpy to have it on there because it brought in this. I think that played a huge part on them moving Ren and Stimpy to Snick. You know, because it wasn't always on Snick. But yeah, still it brought on this huge audience. And yeah, there's an emphasis on the original 3 Nicktoons: Rugrats, Doug, and Ren and Stimpy. And they talk about Are You Afraid of the Dark, which is really cool too. And they kind of go into that and they interview a few of the people on that. And it's a good watch. Like I said, I always am gonna.
Was Are You Afraid of the Dark ever filmed under the pretense of it was a Nick show, or was it always like, oh, they made it in Canada and it just got brought over?
No, it was it was bred as a Nick show. In fact, they talk about how the conception was different. They said that they wanted a storytime show, but at first the idea was pitched as, you know, we have this old man that he's kind of opening a book and it's like grandpa's story time. And, you know, maybe he tells you a new story every week and it's like a fairy tale. And he's like, you know, and the idea was that we get some sort of known actor that everybody knows, but he's older and he's out of work. And we kind of get this guy to play the storyteller. There was... Oh, they explain it better than me. They had a reasoning for going away from that. And then something came up with the idea of scary stories. And it just totally changed. Like, well, okay, well, if this is the way to go, we can't get a fucking grandpa to tell it because that's fucking shitty. And then, you know, eventually landed on kids telling the stories and relate. Everything was about relating to kids. And it's actually pretty genius when you hear about like their MO on everything. And like everything they decided on all these shows was very calculated on a marketing purpose. And it's really kind of fascinating when they lift the veil on that stuff. But yeah, it was a Nickelodeon show from the ground up. And also they said, you know, we were prepared for a lot of backlash with Are You Afraid of the Dark? Because when we turned the show in, we got some backlash from the higher ups, and they were saying like, okay, we got to prepare for parents to come at us because we're scaring their kids. Like, that's not very kid friendly. We're scaring their kids. So they came up with a defense, an alibi. They said, well, whenever we get complaints or somebody tries to come at us for something like that, we can just tell them this isn't, we're not scaring their kids. This isn't tripe. This is literature. So because of that, the early episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark are based on real literal works. Right. And they did that on purpose. And some of them I didn't even catch. Like, oh yeah, it is. Like, they're like, this story, the episode, that's just a retelling of this classic fairy tale. This is a retelling of this. This is a retelling of the Pied Piper. It's like, oh, it's so fucking clever. And they didn't always keep up with that. But in the first season, they're like, this is our alibi, and it got us out of a lot of trouble because it's like,
plus we say it's Y7. It's too spooky for kids under 7.
That was Goosebumps, But no, it's like that was their alibi. It's like, look, you're getting mad about this. This shit is available at your kid's library at school. So anyway, it's really, really clever, and it's really, really cool. So we stayed on that for a while. I would recommend watching it. I went ahead and just bought it. I mean, you could rent it for like $4, and I think I just bought it for 10. I'm like, you know what? I'm sure I'm gonna like it to a degree, and it took you down. I think I gave it a 7 out of 10 because I always wish that shit was like 3 hours because I'm the guy that will watch it for like 3 or 4 hours. But it's easy to watch. It's really well paced, and it's.
What'd you think of the shows you didn't watch, like Kenan and Kel?
It was still cool them talking about it. Like they went into all that and Kenan and Kel, and that was really cool. All those segments. Kenan's in it a lot. Like Kenan and Kel talk about it a lot. It's really cool. They had the Coolio. I sent you that clip of the Coolio segment where they're interviewing Coolio, and yeah, no, it's really good. It's worth a watch, and it'll at least take you down memory lane for a while. So they talk about the marketing and the toys and GAC and all that shit. It's pretty cool. It really it
smell my GAC.
It was cool. It was cool to relive some of that stuff. But anyway, yeah, that's it. So that's all we have right now for what we've watched. We're gonna take a small break, and then we're gonna get into the meat of the topic. We're gonna talk some Unforgiven. All right.
Step over to the office and get the bullwhip.
A whipping? That's all they get after what they've done? Get out of there!
It was a matter of honor.
They're paying $1,000 to whatever kills the 2 boys that cut up Delilah.
In a time when lawmen were killers.
What are y'all looking at?
You English, Bob?
Outlaws were heroes.
Well, I thought that you were dead.
Hell, I even thought I was dead. Till I found out I was just in Nebraska.
And a bad reputation.
You're the one who killed William Harvey and robbed that train over Missouri.
Was as good as gold.
My guess is you're calling yourself Mr. William Money.
Say what?
You don't look no meaner than hell, cold-blooded damn killer.
I ain't like that anymore, kid.
$1,000 reward, Will.
Nobody's gonna come.
So you still have that Spencer rifle, huh? Yeah. My partner. If you don't go, I don't go.
What's it come to 3 ways?
Just because we're going on this killing, that don't mean I'm gonna go back to being the way I was.
Are you really gonna kill them cowboys?
I do not like assassins or men of low character.
We ain't bad men no more. We're farmers.
Savages! A bunch of bloody savages!
Assassin!
Well, I guess they have it coming.
We all have it coming, kid.
Some legends will never be forgotten. Some wrongs can never be forgiven.
Any man don't want to get killed. Better clear on out the back.
Unforgiven.
What's up? We're back.
Yo.
Zach and I are going to talk about all the year 2000 snacks.
Hell yes.
Glitter. Okay. We're going to talk about Baby D. You know you ain't going to catch me, Baby D. All right. So
what made you think of that? We're not doing that movie.
Because I was out of breath and it made me think of Day Day when he was doing that. No. So we're going to talk about Unforgiven. And so Zach is really good at it, so I want him to recap it. I think Goat's the best. I love when Goat comes on because he's really, really good at giving the recaps too. But this is your first time watching it, and there's not a whole lot of quote-unquote classic movies. I mean, I don't know if you liked it or not yet, but this is one of those movies, right? I mean, I'm looking at the details of it now, and it won Best Picture in the year it came out, Best Director, Best nominated for Clint Eastwood Best Actor, but he got 2 Oscars. Gene Hackman won Best Supporting Actor Oscar. So it was one of those types of movies. But yeah, go ahead and take us through the movie.
Hell yes. Fucking, basically, it takes place in a town called Big Whiskey, Wyoming. And basically, it's about, let me see here. See, I'm used to you telling your movie, so I got to look it up real quick. I usually write it down.
So there's a prostitute, right? There's a prostitute that ends up getting, not dismembered, but she gets mangled. Her face, she gets cut with a knife, right? Which basically disfigures her and puts her out of work, right? Continue.
It's a classic revenge story. Yeah.
Pulls a guy out of retirement, right? That whole story.
Yeah. So the Big Whiskey, Wyoming, full of normal people trying to lead quiet lives. Cowboys trying to make a living. Sheriff Little Bill Daggett, Gene Hackman. He was probably my favorite character in the movie, but we'll get to that. The town prostitute they try to get by. Then a couple of cowboys, they cut up one of them. Dissatisfied with Bill's justice, the prostitutes put a bounty on the cowboys. The bounty attracts a young gun, billing himself as the Schofield Kid.
The Schofield Kid or whatever, yeah.
The Schofield Kid. And aging killer William Money, Clint Eastwood. Is it Mooney or Money?
It's I think it's Money. That's how you say his name.
Money.
Yeah.
Money reformed for his young wife and has been raising crops, and he's like a fucking pig farmer. He's got 2 kids and shit, and his wife's died, so he hasn't killed anybody in like 10 years. But yeah, he was one of the best, so they go to him for the help, baby. And so like at first he doesn't want to. We got the fucking...
But the money, and I think it's really cool because they never really... They just sort of hint. We don't know why he was such a badass and why he's this guy to go to. We just know he used to be. Mm-hmm. And, he's kind of got this like mystery about him in that sense. And, he seems like this guy, his wife's dead, and he's, living this farm life or whatever. And, he's hard up for money. And it's like, you think he kind of you don't know why. It's like he put his past behind him. He doesn't do that anymore. But, obviously he's hard up enough that money talks. It's enough to pull him out, one last time, but he's pretty reluctant. But
yeah, so this kid that he's after the bounty, he goes to get him some help from him. Yeah, he doesn't want to at first, but he ends up, going for it. And like on the way there, they pick up his old partner, fucking played by
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. And yeah, they're on their way to fucking get this bounty, baby, and get some revenge. Classic story.
So, and also, the whole movie, he's very much the talk quietly, carry a big stick type of guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty man of little words. He doesn't show any real emotional attachment. It's just a job to him, right? He's just kind of reluctant, taking the job.
Yep.
But it's kind of hinted at that he had an alcohol problem. He's sober now, all that good stuff. And something amazing happens in the third act, right? Where he starts drinking again. It's like, it's like it's just like a lot of people, man. Once you put that fire water in him, he becomes Clint Eastwood, the badass, right?
Well, see, I took that as like he started drinking to forget that he was taking people's lives. It just fucked with him. So that was like a coping thing. And now he doesn't have to anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point too. I mean, that might be totally it.
They kind of imply that like one, because the what's the kid's name that comes and is originally like into it and trying to get him involved too? I forgot.
The Shawfield kid?
The kid. I'll just call him the kid. Shawfield kid. He comes, he's trying to talk him into it and shit. Like, yeah, he's hanging out with forgot his name. Clint Eastwood and his partner, and he's trying to like fucking be cool like them, I guess. So he's telling them like, yeah, I've killed like 5 guys. I've killed these. I'm a murderer, guys. I've done all this shit. And then towards the end, like after he kills the second guy that they go to kill. Spoiler alert already. Well, basically, like at one point they kill one of the guys, fucking pretty sloppy. It's during the daytime. And like, yeah, they haven't killed anybody in like 10 years. And he's like, it's not a clean kill by any means. Fucking a bunch of people see him do it and everything. So like, yeah, like they run away because they got to get away for a little bit before they double back to kill the other one. And during that time, I forget his name again. Morgan Freeman. He, I guess he just like, he couldn't handle it. Like, fucking seeing it happen again was just like too much. So he's like, I'm going to head back. And he tells him like, yeah, I'll bring you your share of the money and everything. But like, yeah, so they, leave each other and, they start heading back to go fucking, kill the other guy. And a little later, they find out, well, after they kill the other guy, the kid, he's the one that gets, like, he sneaks in and kills him while he's in the porta potty and shit. And then that's when they get away. They start getting shot at and shit. But, like, he tells them, like, yeah, I never killed anybody.
Hey, of course.
And like, he starts drinking. And, like, yeah, they're implying that, like, he's, he's not going to be able to forget about it. And like that's kind of, it implies I thought they were implying that's why he started drinking. That's why he's drinking now.
Yeah, you're probably right. But it turns him into a hardcore son of a bitch again.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that? I don't know why I can't think of it. It's always the most memorable line. But what's that line he says when that first scene when he enters that abode and he's drunk and he says some witty one-liner before he fucking open fires? What's that? What does he say? Do you remember?
Clint Eastwood or?
Yeah, Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
this is after Ned got killed, after fucking Morgan Freeman got killed, because that's why he's also pissed too. He says something, and I can't for the life of me remember what it is. I should have rewatched it because it's leaving me. But he says some fucking, it's like the first classic Clint fucking thing he says after he started drinking again, and it's some like hard killer shit, and I don't remember what it is. But there's other good lines, quotes in the movie, and I'm looking it up because I don't want to butcher it. One of the cool quotes is, when he's kind of giving a little bit of exposition, Clint Eastwood, he says, I've killed women and children. I've killed everything that walks or crawls at one time or another. And I'm here to kill you, Little Bill, for what you done to Ned. Right? This is
Little Bill. Fucking remember that show? That was a great show.
Little Bill. Yeah. Exactly.
Bill.
But it's cool, man. I love this movie. I think it's a great I think it's a very small story, but it's got a really great cinematography. It's got an epic feel, but it's a very small story to me.
I fucking I dig simple stories. Yeah, like fucking I don't hate fucking like when there's too many like a lot of characters and shit. But yeah, like people act like the story has to be like really fucking like clever and just all these twists and turns, and it doesn't need to be, as long as it's a good story to tell.
The setup here is, prostitute gets all scratched up. We got this evil fucking, sheriff dude, and we have our problem. They outsource and reach out to this guy, Clint Eastwood, who has a past himself, and they pay him to fucking do their dirty work. Along the way, his partner gets killed, which gives him more motivation to finish the job, right? I mean,
it's told in like a kind of subjective way too, where it's like, nobody, like, we're not going to tell you who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. Maybe they're both a little good and bad and stuff like the sheriff. He's like, I guess you could just like, it's implied he fucking cares about his little town, but he's got like bad like ways of trying to solve the problems that are coming there and everything.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of feel for Clint Eastwood's character, because at the end of the day, he was just trying to do what was best for his family at that point, taking the gig or whatever. Because I can't quite remember, were they going through some sort of drought, or was it a bad farming season? They were pretty hard up. I can't remember what it was, to be honest with you, but something like that. But they hit him at the right time because he needed that money. But yeah, man, it's what do you think about the movie in general?
Basically, yeah, I liked it, baby. There were some things that stopped me from liking it as much as I know a lot of people like it. I wish it was a little bit grittier. Maybe.
I think that keeps it that modernizes it too bit, because this is like sort of the last bastion of, because this is like what, 91? I think it's 1991. I think this is kind of the last movie of that kind, this classic Western, because they're not popular anymore. And it feels like every few years or so, Hollywood tries it again. They try to throw a Western out there to see if people will respond to them, but it's never an original story. It's always a remake. Right. Like, and a lot of times they're good. Like, I remember they remade 3:10 to Yuma with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale. That was pretty good. That True Grit, maybe that's the exception, because that actually was like Oscar bait and shit that came out, Jeff Bridges and stuff. But a lot of times it's misses. They had that, what was it? Was it the Magnificent Seven they fucking remade? That was fucking terrible with like Denzel Washington. And I don't know, sometimes they're just fucking terrible. But anyway, but even the good ones, they don't make any money. And they keep trying. But this is the last original fucking Western story that fits right in to at least those classic Clint Eastwood stories of the 70s and shit. And it could have easily been a John Wayne movie. You know what I mean? Because those were all fairly simple stories and things like that. And it's not even like the most original. It's a classic story. You ever seen The Pale Rider? Pale Rider's great too. I mean, Pale Rider's, it's got fucking Eastwood, and it's a story. There's a small mining town. Bad guys are coming in and they're fucking trying to take over. Little guys, they don't stand a chance, but they want to fucking rebel and they want to protect what the livelihood they have. All of a sudden, instead of seeking out like Clint Eastwood for help, a mysterious pale rider, a mysterious man, he has no name, right? He walks into town and he's like, and he's the timing's perfect, and he seems to be a real badass with a badass past, but they never tell you what's up. And of course, he ends up saving the day. That movie, it's very similar, like in tone, right? That movie's a little different though, because the subtext is religious. Like when you watch the movie, it's like, oh, he was almost like a guardian angel, but he's also like the angel of death, because he didn't have a name. He appeared when they needed help most, and he just kind of rolled into town, and he was this angel. Yeah, it's got like religious themes all over it, and they call him the Pale Rider too, because that's religious themes too, right? You have the Pale Rider, the white horse, and shit like that. Judgment Day, right? All that stuff. So it's not a story that's uncommon in Westerns, right? But anyway, yeah, continue.
I guess like I think I noticed, I don't remember there being any blood in the movie, like whenever anybody dies. I don't remember. Maybe there was. I think the first guy they got revenge on, there was a pool of blood. But like I remember at the end he shoots somebody in the face, and it's like you're expecting some blood, but it was very much like the 90s were like that too. Yeah. Like they stopped having like horror movies had no gore for a long time in the 90s till like the early 2000s.
But it just because of that, it has more in common with the Westerns that came 20 years before it than any Westerns that maybe have come out. Like Bone Tomahawk, the movie has tons of blood. That's about what you have to do to a Western now to make anybody kind of interested in it. But I don't know. It's a very classic movie. It's a classic movie that feels like it came late. And it got a lot of appreciation. It might be one of his biggest movies. I mean, like I said, because he won multiple Oscars and he was already directing a shit ton of movies at that point, but I'm not sure if that was his first movie he directed. Clint Eastwood's an interesting director because he's been in so many movies, but like they do vary in quality. He makes so much shit where in the 80s he had a weird period where like he had a lot of forgettable like 80s movies, right? Any Which Way But Loose and Pink Cadillac. You ever seen a movie like Pink Cadillac?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's a very simple story too. It's basically you got this guy, he's like a bondsman or whatever, or like a bounty hunter rather, and he's got a target. He's trying to pick her, trying to take her from point A to point B, and but it's very 80s, like a lot of 80s humor, right? And but the movie's just kind of okay, and it's because it's so formula. And I don't know, he has a lot of movies like that. He had that movie, what is that? Oh, by the way, Jim Carrey has a cameo in that movie Pink Cadillac. Like they go to Vegas or Reno, it might be one of the two, and he's the comedian on stage, and he's doing like that classic 80s Jim Carrey bit, like, you know, stand up. And
the same thing Hacklander did, and you were just calling him a bad director.
No. But they just show him in passing. They didn't actually stay and watch fucking 45 minutes of his sets. But
that would have been better.
God, what's that one fucking movie he did with Charlie Sheen? Was it The Rookie? You ever see that one? Okay, The Rookie with Charlie Sheen. That is about his 80s. Pretty much served on a plate. It's like every other fucking 80s movie, especially, you know, you got the young rookie cop, you got the old fucking cop that's been on the job a long time, you got an over-the-top bad guy in Raul Julia, and it's pretty much by the numbers. He has a lot of movies like that, but then he's got like really good movies too. Have you fucked with the Eastwood much?
Not a lot. Because I know a lot, like, I don't know, I've never been into, like, fucking Westerns. I know a lot of his stuff was Westerns.
But he's got a lot of cop movies, too. He's got a lot of all kinds of movies. I mean, obviously, there's the Dirty Harry movies, right? You got Dirty Harry, stuff like the Deadpool, which Jim Carrey was in the Deadpool, too. He had a small role, too. But, but he's got tons of movies. Not even, I know he's kind of known for, like, the Western shit, but I'm trying to think. You ever seen $1 Million Baby? Oh, that's a good one too. That's that'll make you cry.
Dog.
That's a good movie. You never saw any? Did you never see Gran Torino?
I did see that one. Yeah.
Did you like that one?
I thought it was okay.
Did you see The Mule? That was the one that came out just a couple years ago.
I didn't.
That's a fun movie. And that's a pretty simple but cool story. You know, he's this really, really old man. And he's really likable in The Mule. Like, he's just a likable grandpa. Like, he's not like your typical character he plays where he's like the super hard ass or whatever. He's real likable. And he's kind of this innocent old man that kind of falls into a position of being a drug mule, but he kind of like falls into it innocently enough, but he kind of keeps doing it because he's making all this money to support his family who really needs it. You know, there's subplots to his family and why they can use that money. And he's doing this fucking terrible thing, but for a good cause. And it's just, it's a very, very entertaining movie. I really liked it. And it's got a really, really, really good ending. And it's really satisfying. It's like a sad and a happy ending at the same time. But yeah, I really like it, man. So what do you give the movie? I'm curious. And I'll talk about the movie too in a second.
I was torn between 7 and 8.
Okay. I think
7.5 for now, I'll say.
Okay. I think, to me, this is a fucking stone cold classic. I think the simplicity of it is part of its magic. I think the cinematography is gorgeous. I'm a sucker for Westerns. I like, we got a few really strong characters. There's supporting characters and stuff like that, but it's like we got a few really strong characters that all the meat goes into. And I like having a character like Clint Eastwood's character in this, the money character, where he clearly has a backstory on somebody's death somewhere that somebody wrote down, but we don't need to know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's like somebody has his backstory. Someone took the time to write probably 10 pages of a story we'll never hear so they could kind of get his character and his mannerisms right. And it just has us asking a lot of questions. And I think it's awesome. And I think the music's great. I think the supporting acting is great. I don't know, man, this might be a perfect 10 for me.
Oh.
And I think it's just like songwriting. You hear about those people that say the hardest thing in the world is to write a fucking 3-minute catchy song.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like you have all I like prog rock, and a lot of these prog musicians, you have guys in Rush, you have all these people in King Crimson, these guys that write these 15, 20-minute long suites. And I think a lot of them have more often than not said, this is easy now. Like the hard thing is to fucking just edit yourself down to 3 minutes and write something that people are going to get stuck in their head.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's kind of hard to hate fucking bands like Green Day as much as I'm not into it, because it's like, dude, those songs always get stuck in my fucking head, even though I supposedly don't like them. So they're doing something right. And if their goal is to create earworms and make money, I mean, I guess they're doing a good job at it. So who am I to fuck with them? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think I look at that way with scripts too, because I think you can make a fucking awesome movie that can be heralded. It can win all the fucking stupid Oscars and it can have all this respect, but it can be super grounded. You don't have to be a rival. You don't have to be these movies. You don't have to be Terrence Malick, you know, but you also don't have to necessarily be the Resident Evil movie. You don't have to be a Michael Bay movie either. It can be a smart movie. It can be a thoughtful movie. It can be a movie that has that's a lot like the characters in this one. The movie itself can speak quietly and carry a big stick. You know, it doesn't have to say too much. You don't have to have all this exposition. You don't even have to have a lot of dialogue, but just let the scenery be part of the character. Let the scenery chew up the scenery, and let the music tell the story. There's like all these things in these types of smaller movies like this. All the stuff that's not an animated character, and it's not nothing. It's characters too. Mm-hmm. The town is a character. The everything about it. But yeah, I don't know. We're in this Michael Bay era where just more is more. You know, we're in these Fate of the Furious, Fast, Too Furious. Like, hey, let's throw in 20 cast members. Let's bring back the guy from this fucking old Tokyo Drift movie. Let's get him. Let's bring the whole family together. Let's have these explosions. Let's have no, it doesn't. I don't know. I just think you forget that shit. It's just like fast food, right? Maybe it tastes good when you're consuming it, but you're shitting it out. After 30 minutes, you got diarrhea and it's gone. And you're probably hungry again, right? It's like, you know, it's like, but let's just savor on some fucking beef jerky, right? Something you can just chew on the fat for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I think it's a really good movie.
So you didn't get to watch this leading up to the show?
I didn't get a chance to watch it like leading up to it. I've seen it quite a few times. I'm good on it.
Beta. You should have told me. I would put it in the box.
Yeah, I have it on 4K and the whole deal. I just didn't get a chance. And you know, Zach was telling me like, oh, it's my turn, and because we were talking about like, okay, which commentary we're gonna do. I'm like, well, we got to do Cinema Enema because technically the way the month works, the next episode will fall on December 1st. So we're probably ready to get started with that stuff. So
wish I would have wrote more shit down to remember. Like I was like, oh, it's his movie, so he'll control it, and then I'll remember shit, and then I'm fucking kicking myself now.
No, it's okay. And then Gene Hackman, it's funny, he would return 2 years later to play seemingly the same character in The Quick of the Dead.
Yeah, I really like when they do this in movies where it's like they don't just like spell it like the good guys aren't all good, the bad guys aren't all bad, because we know why do I keep forgetting his name? We know Clint Eastwood. We know like he's killed women and kids. We know all this shit, and they don't ask us to feel bad for him or feel sorry for it. It's like we can still like, oh yeah, that's in his past, and like he's a different person now. It's like it's completely like it could be like
it's very human.
Yeah, it could be like, oh, he was a bad person, he's a good person now. Like,
well,
you don't always got to be defined by your past.
You know, and when he was this bad person where he had this past, like you said, this is before he became a family man, before he was married, before he had kids. You know, stuff changes people.
And it was also done just because like he needed like money. That's what people do. People
do
like,
things
with less money are more likely to turn to crime. Yeah.
And it was, like I said, probably if it was just him on his own, I'm sure he would find other sources, but he had kids. Now, I'm reading the theme online. This sums it up pretty well. So this theme I'm reading online, it says, like other revisionist Westerns, Unforgiven is concerned with demythologizing. How do you say that word? Demythologizing. Okay, we know what we're trying to say. The morally black and white vision of the American West that was established by traditional works in the genre, as David Webb Peoples' script is saturated with unnerving reminders of money's own horrific booze-fueled track record. While the film as a whole reflects a reverse image of classical Western tropes, the hero defends the honor of prostitutes and not a God-fearing innocent, for example. Rugged gunslingers are exposed as cowards and weaklings and liars, while others find that they have outlived any desire to take another man's life. Vain men try to make names for themselves, and their chronicler only further embellishes those names. The law is represented by a pitiless former gunslinger whose idea of order is fearful cruelty, and our self-reflecting protagonist resists his once violent ways only to become a cold-blooded killer again, suggesting that a Western hero is not necessarily, quote-unquote, the good guy, rather just the one who survived.
Yeah, like that's what that kid who's like, oh, yeah, I've killed people. Like you could tell it's kind of like implying like there was a way of thinking back then that was like, oh, yeah, I'm a fucking, like you're not a man until you take your first life kind of thing. But it's like, it's not easy. It's not easy to just kill somebody and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I like that, like comparing it to the old Westerns where it is the way these fuckers killed people in these old like Westerns, Good, Bad, and the Ugly and shit. I mean, they're taking people's lives like it's drinking water or breathing air. And it's, it's more of a theme here. So, but let me see here. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. It's a good, simple story. I don't really know what else we could say about it, but I think it's great. I think it's up there with his best shit. And he's, man, Clint Eastwood's, how old is he? Is he about 90 now? Let me see. He's like fucking old as shit, man. And he is, yeah, well, he is 90 years old and he is still fucking ticking. And he's actually announced he's got a new movie that he's directing and starring in. He doesn't stop working. I mean, that's fucking old, man. And it's funny because Clint Eastwood, he's uncancelable too, because like he's a stout Republican, right? And but you know what? You treat Clint Eastwood like you do your grandpa. Even the most liberal of people where they want to cancel anybody that says anything kind of offensive, most of them probably have grandparents that are like old school and conservative. But, they're probably thinking, whatever, he's old. Like it's different when they're talking about their family, right? Like it's your grandpa. People kind of look at Clint Eastwood that way. He's kind of done. Well, there's that cringy video he did at the Republican National Convention where he's talking to like an invisible chair. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. He did say, by the time he made this movie, he did say he made peace that he'll never get an Oscar. And the main reason is because he's not a Jew.
You mean like an acting Oscar?
I think so, yeah. I just read that in the trivia.
Because he's won a lot of Oscars for directing.
He did end up. He must have became a Jew. He must have fucking transitioned.
No, did he win one for acting? Let me see here, because he's won.
I think directing.
So let's see here. He won an Oscar for Bird in 1988. He won 4 Oscars for Unforgiven. None of those were acting though. He's been nominated like a shit ton. He won 2 Oscars, including directing, probably writing 2 for Mystic River. Did you ever see that? He's not in that, but he
sounds familiar.
Oh man, so that's a movie he didn't act in, but he directed and I think he wrote it. That's good, man. That's got Tim Robbins and Sean Penn. You never seen that? Kevin Bacon, the Baconator's in it.
I might have. I'd have to see it.
It's a movie about I want to say it's Boston. I don't remember what town it was, but basically it's not kind of unlike the setup of that movie we were talking about on a podcast a couple weeks ago, Sleepers. Basically, where there's these kids that grew up as friends. Tim Robbins, fucking what's that crazy ass fucking guy that's always on pills? Fucking I can't spit out his name. Spicoli.
Yeah.
Spicoli. He's like jittery when he talks now. And then you got
That's either I've seen that or it's been in my watch list for a while.
So basically, when they're kids, there's an event that changed the trajectory of all their lives individually, and basically, I don't remember if it's like an ice cream truck or whatever it is, but basically, one of the kids gets kidnapped, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's Tim Robbins' character, and he ends up getting. They end up finding him, and he doesn't die or anything like that. But he ended, he was getting raped and shit. And you watch how they've all grown up, and they've all like drifted apart. Sean Penn's this fucking tough ass gangster or whatever. Fucking Tim Robbins is fucking mentally fucked in the head. Like he's clearly living with all the shit that happened with him. You got Kevin Bacon, who's a cop, and it's all about present day and Sean Penn's daughter disappearing. Right. And
yeah, I think I've been wanting to watch this, but like I was like, there's another movie with the Reeves in it with a similar title, and that's the one I saw.
Oh,
River's Edge.
River's Edge. You ever see that? Dude, fucking Dennis Hopper's whacked out in that movie. I like that movie.
Oh yeah.
It's a weird one, but I like that. So you've never seen Mystic River?
I don't think
Mystic
so.
River is a good fucking movie. Let me see. Look at the cast in this.
I would fuck Tim Robbins.
Sean Penn, Tim Robbins, Kevin Bacon, Lawrence Fishburne, Marcia Gay Harden, and Lauren Linney. And I guess it was it was directed by Clint Eastwood and scored by Clint Eastwood. I didn't know that, but that's a good movie. That's a really good movie. And so $1 Million Baby, he won 4 Oscars for. That's a good movie. He stars and directs, and Morgan Freeman's in that too. He won an Oscar for Letters from Iwo Jima. Let's see. And he won an Oscar for American Sniper. Oh, the last movie I watched, I didn't see Sully, but I watched Richard Jewell. Did you see that movie he directed?
Mm-mm.
You know the movie I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Okay, that one came out in 2019, so it's pretty new. And it's telling the story of the it was like the 90s, the Olympic bombings.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that Olympic bomber. And the guy that was working security, the guy that reported the bombs, who was a hero, they started turning the cameras on him like, wait, we think you actually planted the bombs and you did this whole fucking shit to look like a hero. And he became public enemy number 1. And it's kind of about the public smearing of him. And that's a good movie too. And I like how they got this no name to play Richard Jewell because he just looks the part and he's awesome. And he's a no name. Like literally before this movie, he was in a couple of bit shit. Like he hit the jackpot. And I think he was even nominated for an Oscar for it too. And it's got Sam Rockwell in it too, as his lawyer. And he's awesome in it. And his mama is played by Mama, Kathy Bates. Mama.
Dog.
So that's a good movie too. So I don't know. I think Clint Eastwood is a fucking treasure. I don't imagine he's got too much time left, and hopefully I'm not putting a curse on him, but I hope he goes for a long time because he seems really vital. And the key to his longevity is he doesn't stop working. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? He did make the movie that I think is, he made both the movie that I think is quintessentially your mom's movie and quintessentially your dad's movie. The movie he made that is your mom's movie is The Bridges of Madison County. Right? That fucking movie with Meryl Streep. That weird like love story.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like turn of the century type thing. I've never seen it. Doesn't seem like my kind of movie. And then he made quintessentially what I think is your grandpa's movie, Space Cowboys. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
From 20 years ago. And it starred like the who's who of old people, like Tommy Lee Jones, James Garner, and Donald Sutherland.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it was about all these old fucking astronauts that get brought back out of retirement to go to space again, like or to.
I feel completely out of my element. You're talking about all these dad movies.
It's a total dude. I don't even like that movie. It's just totally it's a grandpa movie, man, and it's just too grandpa for me. But
yeah, maybe I'll watch some more Western. Like I remember, like I just couldn't get into them for a long time. Maybe like after seeing more of them, maybe this movie's score will go up or something.
Somebody was talking to me about like Marvel movies the other day, and they were saying like they basically taking offense at the whole elitist attitude towards them and the Steven Spielberg attitude and the Scorsese attitude. Like, oh, they're just a passing fad, and which I mean they are. They're kind of like this. They're just eating candy. It's like bad for you. It's good temper. It's that whole analogy. But like I said, there's a place for it. The only thing I think is offensive with them is that they're just beating them to fucking death. Like, you know what I mean? It's just people are tired. But you know what? People got to vote with their wallets. People keep going to see them, so they're going to keep dominating everything you get.
Somebody pointed out that there wasn't a single Marvel movie this year. Is that true?
because of the pandemic.
Yeah, that's weird to think.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There wasn't one because they're not going to let that go VOD.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want to make that $1 billion. So yeah, I mean, maybe that's what people need. maybe that's why God sent the pandemic. The Chinese,
what if
the Chinese were sick of them.
Yeah, what if they could, like, the movies come back and everybody's like, we kind of fucking got over this. We're kind of tired of this shit now. Like, they're just like, we have a whole fucking second and third phase to do. What's going to happen now?
Oh, they're like in phase 3 or 4. I think, there's been a couple of points in the last like 12 years of the Marvel universe that I thought the fatigue was going to set in. And then a movie comes out that just fucking proves me wrong. Like
apparently, according to like the question, like, what everybody's saying about them is that they are tired of them. They just keep going and seeing them.
Because it's like, because at this point, it's like fear of missing out. The FOMO shit where it's like, well, it's a new Marvel movie. Everybody's going to go. I might as well go too.
It's like how the Criterion Collection, how they put numbers on the spines, and all these people have to have every Criterion Collection DVD that comes out, even if they don't like the movie.
Yeah, it's that whole consumerism topic too, right? I like this musician Steven Wilson a lot. He's one of my favorites, and he was in the band Porcupine Tree, and he does solo shit now. And a lot of his music, he likes to tackle the concepts of consumerism, and he thinks it's fun. Basically, the whole concept of it doesn't matter. People aren't buying. You could literally take a $2 T-shirt, and as long as if they put Yeezys on there, people will buy it. Because of the name, even if they know it's bullshit and they know it's shit, people are buying the brand. Apple could put their logo, they could stamp their logo on a fucking brick they picked up from a construction site, and people will buy it. And it's also this mentality that when you release something that's super deluxe and limited edition, like we're in the era of the box set where people are releasing these legacy albums and movies for the 15th time in like some deluxe box set or whatever, and they're making it extra special. When you say something's limited, or even when you jack up the price for no reason, it becomes that more alluring because it's expensive.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's just it's the FOMO. It's people, the market takes advantage of this fear of missing out phenomenon that we had. And this musician makes a big concept of it all the time, but even he admits, he's like, I mean, I'm guilty of it too. We all are. He's like, I mean, there's certain things that we all do. I mean, you too. Like, we buy movies. I told you I bought Beetlejuice on 4K. How many copies of Beetlejuice do I need? And his argument is like, it's stupid, but you got to take the piss out on a little bit, even if you're making fun of yourself, because you can learn a lot about somebody based off what they spend their money on. Because in a way, it brings people happiness. He's like, I go to somebody's house, and if I look through their record collection, or if I look through the movies they own, I get a good feel of who this person is. Yeah. So it's like everybody has their own like guilty pleasures with that shit. Obviously, there's a line there, man. But like, yeah, these people. Look, if I just got a new iPhone 12 Pro Max, but I haven't had a new phone in like 4 years. And let me tell you, I know, but let me tell you, if I had an iPhone 11, I wouldn't have upgraded.
I'm actually at the point where I need a new phone now.
Yeah, well, get a new phone. They're worth it. But like, those people that get a new iPhone every fucking season they drop one?
Yeah. Fucking,
what?
I know iPhone, like they don't do like the payment plan kind of thing. So yeah, unless we get like another stimulus or something, I'll probably just have to go to like.
They totally do a payment plan. What are you talking about?
Oh, I've never seen where you can get one.
Who do you go through? Who's your carrier?
Right now, I got the Straight Talk.
Okay, so you might have to go with a carrier, but if you get on T-Mobile or somebody, they will break it into 30. Not even, they used to do 2 years, 24 months. Now they break it into 30 months.
We only have fucking Verizon. We don't even have T-Mobile where I am.
Well, they all do it. So they all have a deal for it. They'll break it up into probably 30 payments, and it's pretty affordable. And like they all have like different perks that they try to compete with each other. Like I think if you go with Verizon, I think Verizon pays for your HBO Max too. Like that's their thing or something. And T-Mobile, they pay for my Netflix. Like they all have like some kind of thing to ante up or whatever. But no, yeah, they do the payment plan for sure. I'm doing it. I didn't pay up all that money up front.
$1,000.
Anyway, but there are people that will get the iPhone every 6 months when they come out with like a new iteration. And it's like, what? Like, don't do it. But now, like if you have an 11, don't get a fucking Pro. Don't get a 12. But if you're like 3-4 generations behind, yeah, now's the time to jump in because they're really fucking cool right now.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention like you know how this movie, like all movies have the AKA titles in different countries.
Mm-hmm.
The AKA title for this is The Cut Horror Killings.
Wow, that makes it sound sleazy. that makes it sounds like the Turnpike Killer.
Oh wait, I clicked on
Singapore Sling.
I clicked on it, and that's not like a different country. That was the USA original script title.
A working title, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure nobody really thought that was going to be like the final thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny too. Another tidbit I want to bring up about this movie is for once, because everybody knows a lot of the classic Westerns were just remakes of samurai movies, right?
Yeah.
Magnificent Seven, Seven Samurai.
Yeah, with the Man with No Name trilogy, there was something about like the first movie in the trilogy, like I guess in like China or Japan, one of them like they own the rights to putting that movie out because apparently the script was kind of just adapted from an old samurai movie.
So you got these big movies like Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, and all this shit that are all everything that we've done from this classic era of Westerns is derivative of. And you know what's funny? I never went anywhere with that Marvel tirade. I was basically, let me finish that first, because I was there. This person was saying they were defending Marvel movies because they were a big fan, and they were saying like, you know, they were trying to come at it saying, oh, they're just a passing fad. They're just a short-lived passing fad like Westerns. I'm like, first of all, I get what you're saying. I said they kind of are. I mean, I said they are just a trend, but everything is. I said, I'm kind of on both sides of the fence. Like, I don't think old people, these boomers, should fucking just be shitting on movie. It is what it is. It's like, it'll eventually get over with, but it's just whatever. But Westerns, hardly a passing fad, because Westerns were dominant for decades.
Yeah, some of the first movies made were probably Westerns, yeah.
They were action movies before the modern day action movies of the 80s, right?
It probably just became fatigue, like, and people moved on, but it wasn't. But I wouldn't call it a fad. Yeah,
I wouldn't call it a fad because decades. They were huge. Nothing was bigger than Gunsmoke, Cowboys and Indians. We had TV shows, right? Bonanza, all these fucking shows. Old black and white. You had the old Django movies. It was a phenomenon. It was big and it was decades. I just think culture shifted, right? Like when Western started coming out, this stuff was fresh in mind.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about like moving pictures and black and white. You had Zorros and shit too, right? This was people remembered the Wild West when these movies were coming out. So and probably in the 50s and 60s, their fathers and grandfathers still talked about that shit. So it was very fresh in culture. Now we're just to the point where nobody alive can relate to the Western days, the Wild Wild West. It's now it's gone. But yeah, I mean, I think it was more than a passing fad, and it was the action movies of its day. You know, then they came out, the modern action movie, you had Die Hard and the Terminators and the Stallones. That sort of changed it. Now you could argue that those are dead, and the new action movies are Marvel movies or Fast and Furious, unfortunately. Like, that's kind of like what the action movie is. And I don't really like what it's morphing into, but once again, you could just call me a boomer because I grew up in the 80s and early 90s in those action movies. But anyway, like I said, to reduce Westerns to a fad is a little insulting because it was the fucking movie. And you had all these fucking, the A-list of A-listers, man. Just like Marvel. They were fucking in Westerns. Right. Kirk Douglas, Roy Rogers. You had fucking all these, fucking your boy, This Ain't Over. Once Upon a Time in the West, right? All these guys, Bronson, all these guys were in Westerns. They were huge. And the Duke, and you know, the Duke was the biggest fucking celebrity on the fucking planet, you know. Anyway, so what I was gonna say is, it's funny how it's kind of comes around, because we were adapting and westernizing all these Japanese samurai movies and adapting their scripts, and then now it was announced a couple years ago. I don't know what's happened with it. Maybe it's kind of in limbo. I don't know if anything ever came from it or if it's still in work. But Japan was going to adapt this movie as a samurai movie.
Yeah, I remember
starring Ken Watanabe. Remember that guy?
They did. I saw that they did remake it. It looks like it came out in like 2013. I think I read or something.
Oh, really? So yeah. Is it Japan only? Probably.
Maybe,
yes, it's a Japanese movie. What do they call I don't know. It's probably all Japanese. But yeah, so
I think it's basically translates to the same title.
But yeah, but it's funny though, because now for once, we had an original movie and they just adapted ours to a samurai. And I'm sure it's the same story, except he was probably like a fucking samurai, right? Like an old out of the game samurai, and he's commissioned. So I thought that was a really cool full circle for that kind of stuff. And then there's the whole like subtopic of Westerns going to Italy. Like you can even get into.
The Italians loved Hollywood. They loved American movies, and they wanted to like make movies like American movies. Like that was their biggest what they wanted was like, we want the movies to come out and people to not even know they weren't made in America. Yeah, but you think they would start like doing they'd get a boom mic and not do it all post production? That's the biggest giveaway.
Yeah, and wasn't Italy like pumping out like the Westerns even after Westerns were kind of like falling out of fashion here? Like that was still kind of the thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, there's some good talk in there, man. Little Eastwood talk, little Western in general, philosophy of the genre.
Westwood.
It's all good. Westwood. It's existed a little bit. What's that Deadwood show on HBO?
Yeah, that's like a cowboy kind of show, and they made a movie, kind of final recently, I guess.
Yeah, I remember it. I didn't see it though. And then there's, you had Django was a success, but what's it called? Django Unchained. Tarantino gets a bit of a pass because he's kind of almost known for popularizing and making all these like niche old genres popular.
People are gonna go watch his movie regardless of what it like. Hateful Eight too was kind of a Western.
Yeah, that's a Western too. Well, I'm saying, but like I said, he gets that pass because they're going to see a Tarantino movie. So it's like, yeah, you really think people are going to go see a blaxploitation movie or whatever? No, it's like, but we'll go see Jackie Brown.
He could probably do a movie that people like so much that it makes another fucking like trend of like, oh, we want a bunch of fucking Westerns now. Fuck the Marvel movies. We want Westerns for a while.
Django was fun. Did you like Django?
Mm-hmm.
Django was really fun. See, I like Westerns, but yeah, anyway, I think, and I respected Bone Tomahawk for trying to, I don't think Bone Tomahawk's amazing. I think it's the least best of that guy's movies, but like, I think it gets fucking really tripped out towards the end, but I can't remember where I think the script falls apart, but I wanted to like it. I appreciate people are writing new ideas, and original scripts and stuff like that. So yeah, what other genres would you like to see come back? I don't want to see Westerns come back fully because I don't really want to live in a time where we're getting as many Westerns as we are Marvel movies. That would kind of that would get old, but it'd be kind of cool to see us get like one big Western every couple of years. That's really fun to go see. But what kind of genre do you think should come back, or you'd like to at least see come back a little bit?
The buddy movie. Yeah. The Mac and Zack movie got to come out.
Yeah, that really hit a new peak in the 90s, didn't it? With like Dude, Where's My Car and shit.
Yeah.
I think I'm a purist. I don't know. I kind of want stuff to de-evolve. I kind of want action movies to go back to not having shaky cam and rapid cutaways. It's like that's where they make up the action. It's like, oh god, we can't have a semi driving off a bridge anymore, so let's just shake the camera really fast while someone's running. Okay, to make it seem like everything's tense. I wish we'd get away from that. I wish we would get away from. I'd like to be able to go back to atmospheric horror, where it doesn't rely on jump scares. And even when because Hollywood will do that, even when they don't need to. Like I've said since The Conjuring came out, I think The Conjuring, the first one, is a pretty strong movie by itself. Like they didn't need to dip into the jump scare thing, but they still did. Like I thought it was pretty old school, and it had a nice story to tell, and it was creepy, and had the atmosphere working on for it. Without it, but you can kind of tell, like maybe some executive somewhere said you need a jump scare in there. Okay, there's that point in that movie where I think she falls into like the basement and there's the water, and she actually sees the old handmaid or the fucking whatever, that fat lady, and she turns around and you actually see her for like 3 seconds dead in the face. I'm like, this isn't scary anymore. What the fuck? Whose idea was this? But anyway, I just kind of wish things would become a little bit more pure, but I don't think they're gonna. I think it's just gonna get. I need to accept that things are never gonna go practical again. I need to accept that there's gonna be tons of jump scares. Maybe it's a better wish to wish that CGI would just get really good to where I don't care anymore. like really good.
They say part of getting old is accepting the fact that like you're not the target audience anymore for like most mainstream things. Like I like this. There's this basically it's like a satirical news site, and like there was this one they put out, and it said like 30, 40 something year old Star Wars fan shocked and appalled he's no longer the target audience. And I saved that. Like it's so true. And you gotta remember that. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
I accept it to a degree. Like I was talking about with, it might've been an IM that we had with Josh, or maybe it was just me and Josh. I can't remember, but you know, it was talking about all the pandering you kind of get. In 30 years, we'll be able to spot a show or a movie that came out in 2020 a mile away, right? Just by the cultural shit. But that's no different than anything. Like, we can watch Dawn of the Dead, and we can watch them raiding the fucking poor Puerto Rican neighborhood and know it's in the fucking 70s, right? And just like some of the social commentaries that are going on. So I kind of accept it because, like, maybe I roll my eyes when I watch a TV show or a movie and they lazily inject a trans character or whatever in there. And like I said, I'm not against having any character as long as they're justified. They offer something to the story. But if you watch any new Netflix show or movie, they always forcefully inject all these roles that really, they're almost like appalling because it takes you out of the movie because they're not serving any purpose. It's like, what the fuck was that?
They focus group the shit out of this stuff, and they've decided like, oh, you can't identify with the character unless you see something from yourself in there. And I've never had to like see anything for myself to like a character or identify with them.
So yeah, I just kind of accept it. It doesn't mean I'm not going to watch any new shit. No, I just accept that, okay, I'll watch this new movie, this new Netflix show, whatever. And I almost expect it. Like there's going to be some gratuitous gay fucking sex scene that's just kind of out of nowhere.
Hell yes.
You know what I mean though? They're just going to inject all these things. Everything's going to be super balanced. And I just accept it as this is a modern era movie. Just like when you watch something you watch Songs of the South. That was representative of that era, right? You just kind of accept it. But anyway, it is what it is. Like I said, hopefully that didn't come off like I was some kind of bigot or anything. I wasn't trying to, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's just going to be, we're just dating stuff.
You got to be able to like, just like, you know, let it roll. Like, it's not necessarily a bad thing. They're not trying to pander to me. Like, cause I don't like mainstream shit most of the time anyway. So you don't need to try to pander to me.
It's just things today are just dated to this period, just like everything's always been dated to the period. You know, like maybe if somebody's offended that there's like a trans character in every movie these days, maybe there was for every person like that, there is somebody that was offended back in the Archie Bunker days when they made fun of gay people, you know, and they made black jokes, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got the whole series of that recently, and I was watching like the first couple episodes. There's an episode where he hangs out with his buddy, and it's an episode where the Jeffersons move into his neighborhood for the first time, and he goes up to his buddy. He's like, "Is there any way we can get these black people out of the neighborhood like we did to those Jews a couple weeks ago?" And everybody laughs at it. It's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck cares who's living next to you?
You know, and you got the honeymooners, and you got him threatening to smack his wife, hit his wife every episode. It's all dated to the period. So that's all I do when I look at. So the thing, like I said, I'm not offended at the datedness to it. The thing that offends me is the laziness. It's like, guys, you can incorporate this bullshit into your movie. Just fucking do your job and write it. Write a good narrative. I get offended when it's injected. At least with Archie Bunker, it was very much written in his character. Like,
I remember hearing that he was written to be this character that everybody was supposed to hate, but like Americans are dumb and they kind of like, oh yeah, he's the fucking cool one. He's like all of us, kind of.
That's exactly where I would draw a line. I'm like, man, some of these old things you can date them, but you know, the stories were woven really together, and they were all, I don't know, somewhat justified in their time periods, but like I take offense in how shit's thrown together. Like it's super, super lowest common denominator bullshit. Like if I was a trans person or a gay person or a person of color, I'd almost be offended, like at some of the stuff, right? It's just like, what? Okay, what do you fucking think I am, type of thing. But anyway, it's like they treat them like props, set pieces. honestly, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
But anyway, whatever. I digress. Let's go ahead and read some comments before we wrap up. We have quite a few. I don't think we've read any comments. I don't know if we did on the last one or not. And we're doing these once a month, so they tend to build up, but we'll read some.
I did my thing where I was taking pictures of them. So yeah, I can read like some of the earlier ones, and like once I get to one you recognize, you can take over if you want.
Well, the earliest one I found was on Coffin Joe from a month ago. Do you have even earlier than that?
That's the earliest one I got.
Okay, so I'm up to speed.
All
right. I did my searching. Coffin Joe trilogy. Paulo Semple. He says he does a timestamp at 1 hour 58 minutes 31 seconds. He says actually Joe was supposed to keep being a cynical prick at the end of the movie, but the government threatened to ban the movie if he didn't alter the ending. So they redubbed the ending. There is some info about the production from the 3 movies and in this video, and he shares a link.
Dog. So yeah, that was the second movie where the cruise. So
yeah.
I always thought like, yeah, it looked like they dubbed that where he's saying that.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I'll have to watch that. And I've actually, Coffin Joe has stuck with me ever since I watched all his movies. And I mean, that third one is still dog shit, but no, I really appreciate those first 2 Coffin Joe movies. And I'd like to, there's got to be some documentaries out there, some other material you can, watch on that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to check out some interviews with him too, if there's any good ones that are dubbed or translated. Ken Park, our boy Will, he says, I'm glad, he's obviously taking the piss on this one comment. He says, I'm glad you included timestamps because I skipped all the way ahead in the video for the film discussion and I couldn't have been happier. You guys had a legitimate intellectual discussion about the movie while also discussing the more shocking elements of the film. Ken Park sounds like a pill that's hard to swallow, and I'm glad we got different perspectives, reactions, because it's definitely a film that's not for everyone. Way to go. People like you help bring attention to Ken Park and ensure maybe, just maybe, it'll see a legitimate release.
Dog.
He literally just flipped everything in that last comment and inverted it because apparently this other guy, it's people like us that are the reason why it'll never get a
exactly. It was like the inverted castle in fucking Symphony of the Night.
Hell yeah. Another show, by the way, the Castlevania show that just like injected some of that weird pandering into it out of nowhere. Anyway, next comments. We got let me get caught up. What the Angel Heart Cinema Enema. We got Adrian Mendoza. He says, great movie. I just watched Angel Heart. The cast is great. Mickey Rourke is great and sexy as a private dick hired to look for a man who owes a debt. The cinematography and music is superb. I think that's a movie that is a grower over time, like after you watch it. And I think that one makes you think enough, but it still doesn't get overly complicated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think, it's got a lot of moving parts to it, but I think you could take a modern filmmaker and hand them that script and they would probably just fucking overdo it. You know what I mean? It would probably be polluted with ridiculous amounts of time jumps that aren't necessary. And you know what I mean? Like sometimes I think it's the way they're presented too, but I don't know. Like maybe that movie with Tom Holland we just watched, maybe there was some unnecessary time jumps in that too. Like maybe it could have been a little bit more streamlined. I don't know. Anyway, Hellraiser versus Hellraiser 2 featuring Josh and Goat. That was a good time. Will says, I got the chance to watch Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2 for the first time, and my overall thoughts reflect Aaron's. The first Hellraiser is great, while the second reeks of rushed sequel. Hellraiser balances style with substance. Hellraiser 2 leans more towards style with not as much substance. That's an awesome way of putting it. That's exactly how I would describe it, actually. So, let's see here. Sixth Sense. This is the last one we did, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're on the home stretch of these. We got Adrian Mendoza. He says Shyamalan's first 3 films, The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, and Signs, are his best. Shyamalan's films go downhill from there, though. I did enjoy The Visit and Split. His last film, Glass, was all right, but falls apart at the end. I've been a Toni Collette fan for a long time. Here's a good video on her career. Check it out. It's really good. And he offered a link that I'll have to watch too. I still haven't watched it.
Dog.
On The Sixth Sense, Maxwell Unash, he says, Macaulay Culkin looks like a crack baby Eminem, or for that matter, Eminem looks like a crack baby Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, regarding The Sixth Sense, the twist and set design are brilliant, but everything else is rather dull. He says Bruce Willis has had the fortune of being in a lot of great films, but on his own was never that good of a dramatic actor. I'll give you that. When I actually read this comment, I was thinking like maybe he's right. Like how many roles can I really remember him being really dramatic. And he never is.
Yeah.
He's kind of always Bruce Willis. He's really slow talking, and really soft spoken.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a limited range in his facial expressions.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever see him like really just show all sorts of emotions? And do you ever see him? He never cries. He never like looks ecstatic. It's always, I'm Bruce Willis.
There was a famous story that our boy Kevin Smith told where apparently Bruce Willis was on a soap opera a long time ago, and there was an episode where he cried. And at one point, I think he tried to get him, like, you remember that episode you did of that one show where you kind of like cried or started to cry, or it looked like you were holding back tears? Can you give me a performance like that? And apparently Bruce Willis got really pissed off. How dare you bring up an old performance and ask me to do something like that?
No, that's fucking hilarious, man. He needs to fucking get a grip. He just always seems like he's got a fucking stick in his ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. I think another 6 cents. Let me just make sure that's where we're at. 6 cents. We got Maxwell Unosh again. He says they will never make a Ghostbusters movie that surpasses 2016. Melissa McCarthy is so hot. If you don't think Melissa McCarthy is a beautiful woman, you aren't a heterosexual. Did Zach, are you secretly Maxwell Unosh?
I wish. That was genius.
I mean, more cushion for the pushing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. All right, Ken Park, Luyando Muna. Where can I watch this movie? Go rent it, cheapskate. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Just put into Google, where can I watch Ken Park? It should bring something up.
You could probably rent it for $3.99. I mean, you didn't, because he didn't specify where can I watch it for free. You just said, where can I watch this movie?
This never gotten an American release. The DVD copy I got is from like Russia or something.
But so you can't rent it on YouTube or any streaming sites or Vudu?
I don't know. I don't think it's on Vudu. I would have bought it probably.
He got a lot of likes on his comment though, so people probably really want to watch it. All right, so let me see. I think we're wrapping up here, but I got a couple more at least, I think. On Ken Park. Oh, this is probably the last one. This is a cool comment. I'm glad we're getting a cool, relevant comment on Ken Park because a lot of people want to watch the movie. They hate us. Anyway, this is a woman by the name of Samantha Luna. She says, cool movie discussion, and I agree Tate's arc was the most interesting, but I thought the rest of the stories were pretty boring. And then somebody by the name of So Ray just says, I heard it was really happening. And I don't, what is she talking about?
It's happening.
What is?
You don't know?
No.
It.
That she was responding to her comment. Like, okay.
Aaron don't know what's happening.
I mean,
everybody mock Aaron in the comments for not knowing what's happening.
Anyway, though, I appreciate that comment and I agree. I think we even said it on that episode that I think it'd be intriguing. I'd at least be interested if you could give Tate his own prequel and sequel, and they'd both be interesting. Like, you kind of want to see how Tate got there, and you kind of also see what happens to him. Like, you want to see a prison Tate movie too.
Just watch It Chapter 2. That's actually the sequel.
Okay, he got out of prison. He got totally reformed.
Some
rehabilitated.
Some fucking weird homeless guy threw up on his face, and it played a song, and it was weird.
Okay, fair enough. But that's going to wrap up the comments we have. Zach, do you have anything you'd like to soapbox and talk about before we wrap up?
There's a couple of ones you missed, but like I'll keep them for the next episode.
No, go ahead and read them. Read them. Let's knock it out. I missed them. My bad.
Right, on the Hellraiser episode, Will says, I've been a horror fan for about 4 years now, and the original Hellraiser is one of those horror classics I've been meaning to see but haven't. I think it's largely because the legacy of the first film has been trashed, it's been trashed for decades by awful straight-to-video sequels, which is a shame. I have read the novella it's based on, which is quite good, so at least I have the source material angle covered. Also, congrats to having nearly 500,000 views on the Ken Park episode. On the one hand, it's nuts to see it's got so many views. On the other hand, most of them are from gullible people who think they're watching the movie, even though they fail to realize it's an entertaining but insightful discussion of the movie.
Hey, we're on our way to 600,000 now. Yeah, there's just, I don't know what it is, man. Yeah, I'd like to be able to say we have 600,000 people actually watching the whole episode. I mean, if we did, we'd probably have a couple 100,000 subscribers, but that's going to be that way for any YouTube channel, especially that does similar stuff like us too. There's always going to be those fucking people. I mean, on one hand, it is what it is. I mean, if something's getting around in the algorithm and people are clicking on it, it's kind of helping us too. I mean, I'm not going to complain, but that you guys are stupid sometimes, but
oh yeah.
But you know, what can we do, man? We do commentaries, we do a podcast, we label them as such.
We'll start abstracting the thumbnails by putting big black letters. This is a podcast, not the movie, over the artwork. You think they still fall for it?
Maybe, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill our algorithms either.
That would be terrible. Exactly.
Yeah, it'd be fucking terrible. But you know, we're not like intentionally, we're not those YouTubers that do like, they have to do like the clickbait and they have to do those derpy thumbnails where they're all making the fucking silly looks that I cringe every time I see. You know, we're not in this game to really compete. We're doing something that's pretty niche anyway. So we're just putting shit out. I mean, if people see it, great. If they like it, great. If not, whatever. But with that said, we kind of stalled. It was kind of bumming me out because we're close to 5,000. We kind of stalled. And then I noticed in the last week, we got a big push again. So we're starting to roll in. So hopefully we're going to cross 5,000 really soon, hopefully before Christmas. And that'll be cool. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more. I'd like to hit 5,000 and then hopefully we can get to that 10,000 and just take it all in stride, baby. All right. Yeah. And really quick, I agree 100%. And once again, and Hellraiser, that's relevant to what we were talking about earlier with the way films are told, with a film like Unforgiven and stuff. Hellraiser is a very simple story. It really is. And it's one of those cases where clearly everybody has this backstory written out about them on the writer's desk somewhere, but they don't really show it in the movie. But they wrote them and what we see in the movie with this huge backstory in mind for all of them. Like, they don't give us too much info on Frank. They don't give us any info on the Cenobites, really, at all. Yeah. And it's just, but it's there, and it makes us beg but you can tell the writers, Clive Barker, had it fleshed out in his head, right? He probably knew what Frank was doing when he was 13 years old. He probably knew what Frank's first job was, if he ever had a job, right? All this stuff that's irrelevant on paper, but it all adds up to the kind of character they present in the movie. I mean,
They say if like you're writing a movie and there's characters that, you know, you don't want people to know much about because you think it like ruins the mystique, they say, well, make a backstory for you and you only, and never show anybody it. Because as long as you know what they're there for, it's all that matters.
And it'll be realistic.
Yeah.
100%, man. And some of the best movies do this, man. The Shining is a simple movie. When you think about it. Like, The Shining, it's super long and it's super artsy. It seems really grandiose. It's just like this movie, Unforgiven. It's very, very massive in cinematography and theme and everything else. But the story is super simple. It really is. It's super simple. And you could take, Mr. Torrance, and I mean, they give you little things. You just know he had like an alcohol problem. And there was that issue with Danny one time, right, where he dislocated his shoulder. We don't know anything about him. Other than that, but like, I guarantee you, he's got this whole fucking huge backstory. You know, you could kind of put pizza. Like, I bet this guy did this. He probably went to college here. You know, I could see it. I don't know. You don't have to give everybody everything. It's totally pointless. Like, we're not dumb. Like, let us kind of fill it in. Yeah, it's funny because it's kind of like what you were saying, right? Like, you don't have to fucking relate to every character and shit like that and find a little bit of you. No, man. I look at Jack Torrance and I'm like, he still reminds me of certain people I've met. Maybe. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I knew that asshole that was rough around the edges and was, kind of always kind of faking his smile in public to people he had to fake a smile for. And he had a drinking problem. So I can maybe assume that maybe he was also like this guy and he was like this and like this and like this. And he's this type of person. But yeah, I mean, even The Shining is a simple story, but anyway, continue. So
that first, William, that was the first part in a two-parter, because you read the second part where he actually did watch it and gave his opinion. So yeah, now Adrian Mendoza on Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2. I love both movies. The first Hellraiser, of course, is better. The worst thing about the first Hellraiser is the dubbing. Aaron, you're right. Uncle Frank's dubbed voice is perfect. The actor who plays Uncle Frank has an English accent. Uncle Frank is hot. He is hot. Fucking especially when he doesn't have skin on. There is an interview with Uncle Frank's Sean Chapman on his scene in Hellraiser Hellbound, and he gave a link to it. And then he says, "Great synopsis, Goat. I don't know if you're up for it, Zach, but I would love for you to do an edit where you take bits of the film and match it with Goat's synopsis. I'm throwing it out there. It's up to you, of course. You could tell me to fuck off if you don't like the idea or don't want to do it. That would be funny. Just like a little highlight reel and have Goat synopsis."
And his Goat synopsis are really good. Like he literally, I don't really think he misses anything. Like
I could put it in the meme. It could be one of the meme video with Riverman where he wears the mask. It could be a new meme video.
Yeah. No, I'm down with that.
I do like to use like a fucking like 1080p like Blu-ray copies for those videos. I only have the DVDs of those right now, but yeah, I might do it. That'd be donk.
Yeah.
On Hellraiser, these are all from Hellraiser. It says, Maxwell Unosh says, more like Eddie Footlong, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. Blocko69 says, watch Elephant Man, open up your heart and tear ducts for that one. We all need to embrace the inner beauty of an individual. It's so sad that we're wrapped up in our own convoluted existence. Some people are gorgeously elegant. Such a big fan of this show. I'm drunk, emotional, and continuously loving Revival House. Magazak Save the World and the Movie Graveyard. Y'all are the newfound glory of podcasts in this weird wild world of YouTube, giving me a reason to not prepare a noose to exit with. Long live Revival House and the Movie Graveyard. Hell yes.
That is a great comment. I hope you didn't mean Newfound Glory as in the band. No,
they're amazing. You remember that song? Catalyst, you insist to pull me down.
I do think there's a little bit of confusion sometimes, though. Like, well, he was a little drunk, to be fair. Like, I'm a huge fan of Revival House, Magazak Save the World, and Movie Grip. Revival House, like, is the network. So, I don't know. You know, whatever. Small potatoes, though, but that's a really good comment, really touching comment. And I know I've read that. I'm maybe not on the show. Sometimes I forget, but I know I read across it. And no, we appreciate it, man. And yeah, don't walk towards that noose or whatever you said.
Oh yes, don't do it.
Don't do it.
We all in this, baby.
Absolutely. I really want to watch Elephant Man. I forgot about that comment. I need to put it on my list.
Exactly.
Is there any more comments?
Adam Forbes, he says, great episode as always, fellas. Goat synopsis of the movie is hilarious. Hell yes. That's the last.
All right, so let's go ahead and close this up because this has been a rather long episode. Hopefully you guys are still with us. But same old stuff, man. If you guys are on YouTube, for example, checking this out for the first time, especially you've never been to our channel before, take a second, gander at all the shit we have. We've been around for years and years. And we got loads and loads of backlog content, all sorts of shows, as that last comment insinuated. We got Cinema Enema. We got the BTM podcast, so the commentaries. We got Mac and Zach Save the World. We got all these things going on. Will's got a gaming podcast up. He puts up monthly called The Game Slice. There's a lot of shit. And also like the video. So subscribe to us if you haven't already. But even if you have subscribed to us, stop a second and just put a like on the video because that's going to help the algorithms. It's going to help push our content out there so we can cross that 5,000 mark, right? And cross that 10,000 mark hopefully soon. And also same goes for podcast services. If you guys aren't on there right now, we link everything in all the videos, but we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify. If that's your poison, leave us 5-star ratings over there. Same shit applies. Helps the algorithms. The more reviews.
Holy shit. Guess what I just noticed?
What'd you notice?
I never pressed record. Just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't that make you like want to die?
It did. Like 2 hours and 40 minutes later. Fuck, exactly. Man. Yeah, you scared me, man.
I thought that'd be funny.
Yeah, you did it right when I was doing my flow, and I don't remember what I'm saying. Yeah, anyway, yeah, it all applies over there too. The more reviews we have on somewhere like Apple or Spotify, it's gonna make us exposed more to people that are gonna also like our type of content. So do us that favor. If you guys wanted to go the extra mile, we have a Patreon where we have shirts and all kinds of swag for Revival House, BTM, Mac and Zack, and all that good shit. Get a sexy shirt. We also get to keep a few bucks that go towards the Revival House in the process. So that's kind of a win-win. But check out the designs we have. They're pretty cool. We link everything below. And lastly, we are on Patreon as well. And Zack, is this an all right time to talk about the Ash stuff?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We mentioned it before. Yeah,
we were just mentioning it like a maybe, but I don't think it was like official.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and talk about what people can get on the Patreon, Zack.
We are doing the entire series of Ash vs. Evil Dead as an exclusive Patreon fucking podcast, baby.
Yeah. So we've got the first episode up. We just sort of did that as a normal episode, testing the waters. And yeah, we've been wanting to do that whole series for a long time, and it just didn't feel, I don't know, I feel weird about just assaulting everybody like with nothing but that. But we wanted to do it all the same. So that stuff is exclusive. It's up on Patreon. Do they have any episodes right now as this recording?
The second episode will be up probably before this episode's up. Yeah.
Okay, rock on. So check out Patreon right now to look at that exclusive episode. And then, like I said, we're going to go through the whole fucking series, baby. It's going to be awesome. And also, Todd Riverman, he's got a couple of pickup videos on there. He's going to do that. He's got another one in the pipeline too. He did a lot of Black Friday Blu-ray and 4K shopping and shit like that. So he's got another video that might be up now. I'm not sure, but it's coming. If not, those pickup videos are fun. There's extra content like that. And Mac and Zack Save the World are doing, I guess, an exclusive episode per month, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's only for Patreons as well. So we're trying to actually give you guys bang for your buck and make that Patreon alluring enough. And you can get all the shit for less than you would buy a basic bitch coffee, per month. And it would help us out. And it's going to allow us to only make more content going forward in the future. So, and we want to, as long as we have the means to, and we can give the time to do it, because, we're just a couple of dudes. I'd make as much content as we could realistically do. I don't know about Zack, but why not? So that's what it's all about. And also on the Patreon, it's really cool. For anybody that is thinking about joining the Patreon or is on the Patreon, download the Patreon app. It's a life changer. So at first, I swear to you, they never used to have an app. I swear. I looked and I'm like, I was blown away. But now that they have the app, it's super easy to get all the alerts whenever we post shit. And I get alerts and Zack gets alerts and everybody gets alerts when we get a new supporter or we get a comment or an IM. And I message right back. So it's a good way to also kind of keep closer in touch with us if you have any questions or any suggestions, because we're always going to look to you guys for any recommendations or suggestions on content for Patreon too. So, but I have a good time with it, man. It's like when we get a new supporter, it pretty much tells me right away, and I could say what's up and hi and all that shit. So it's really neat. So anyway, that's all we got, guys. We will talk to you next time, and it'll be Zack. Do you have a choice for your next Cinema Enema when we get to that?
I think it's gonna be snowing by the next time we do it for quite a bit of people who probably listen. So I was thinking we're gonna do a Frozen horror episode, and we could finally do the much anticipated Thing and Thing episode.
Thing and Thing, like the prequel.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be cool.
You know what? We could. I wonder how long Thing from Outer Space is. Wonder if we could put that in there too.
We could talk about all of them and just kind of do it like a Coffin Joe type episode.
Oh yeah,
I think so. Maybe we can get Goat on for that one.
Donk.
Like he's good at that retrospective type of shit. So I'm down, and also we'll let you know. So as of you're listening to this, after this, we're gearing up for the holidays. It'll be December. So I've got a short list I'm going to throw Zack for holiday movies we can do, and we'll kind of like compare. But use your platform. Let us know if there's any holiday movies you guys want us to cover for the month of December, so we can make the most out of that. Same thing with you guys on Patreon. If there's anything special you guys want for Patreon, right now we got our plates full with the extra shows and the Ash vs. Evil Dead. But I don't know if Zack was up to it. If you guys had an idea for something special for Christmas, I think we should do something just because it's Christmas. We would do that for a Patreon too. Would you do something special?
Oh,
yeah. So we're stewing all that right now, and if you guys get your submissions into us before too long, you guys can get in on that for December. So, all right, that's all we got. We will talk to you later. Bye, puppets.
She had doubts I could try. That's like what, baby, but.
Is that the thong song? I can't remember.
It is.
Okay.
You know what would be funny? What if we found out, what if like Cisco, he wanted some more time in the spotlight. He's like, you know what, I'm gay. And the thong song was originally the dong song.
The dong song.
Let me see that dong, baby.
What about the let that booty go? What does he say instead?
Put it in my booty hole.
Put it in my booty hole. Put it in my booty hole. Yeah, okay. I got you.
Amazing.